네, 지금 시장이 지수가 빠지면서 골드도 빠지니까 좀 혼란스러우실 겁니다. 자, 나스닥은 충분히 익절 기회가 있었지만 제가 일부러 해지로 골드를 매도를 들어갔고요. 예, 현재 신호의 초반부에 들어갔기 때문에 다들 자리는 괜찮으실 겁니다. 그리고 나스닥은 반등 포인트를 보고 있고요. 예, 오히려 추가 매수를 지금 기다리고 있습니다. 어차피 오버나잇으로 스윙으로 진입을 했던 거고요. 골든 MIT를 조금 더 타이트하게 가져가겠습니다. 반등을 하게 되면은 어찌됐든 수익을 좀 챙겨가면서 대응하도록 해야 되기 때문에 나스닥이 다시 반등을 할 조짐이 좀 보이고 있어요. 네, 차트상으로 골드 이때 신호를 드렸고요.
HY220 반도체
on the way down, as I had mentioned to you guys. So I don't want to have this turn from a winner to a loser, and 2025 still holds. I like that price as well. Brandon, what do you got?
There was a little bit of news on Molson Coors today, guys, that we didn't get to. They're teaming up with Coca-Cola to manufacture and distribute in the U.S. a hard seltzer called Topo Chico Hard Seltzer from Molson Coors. So TAP still up 2.3% here. It was significantly higher, 36 there in the pre-market, but trying to break to new lows, as we've seen with a few names. Back to you guys.
Okay, guys. Space, look at that, man. Comes all the way back up. And there it is. Maybe the best trade here. Today we'll hit the home run on Space as we talked about the Blue Jays and Major League Baseball coming back on board today. But look at that. It comes right back upside. We did miss this ultimate run, but we snuck an order in there and made sure to grab that out at 67. So a good little out there. Oh, yeah, Beyond Meat. What a great trade. This one's turning out to be seeking revenge on you, Beyond Meat. So we'll floss it off again. Beyond Meat just took that out for $2 on the downside. Sorry, $1.82 out at 166.07 there. So $1.80 win on that one. Nicola now making moves as well. Back to the downside. Wow. Don't know if that was true or not, but did we just touch 1750 on that downside? What a move that's been. And then Neo, we tried a little one there at 1980. We're only going to give it back down to this break here, 1965. So that could happen. We're going to hold on to a little bit of Neo here. Not a big stick trade. You guys know we'll always talk about that. So, but right now we'll see if Neo can fail off that bottom and retrace back to the upside. But like I said, not going to hold this one all the way up on no news. So we'll wait and we'll get out of that one. But wow, Beyond Meat, man, comes all the way back up. Look at that. We talk about education. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 6 bottoms there. 7, 8, 9. That's why we take that out. Good trade there for Beyond Meat after a couple bad ones early on. But Brendo at the big screen with Money Talks. Tell me about that Canadian dollar.
Had to double check, but it's lower on the day, even with the U.S. dollar kind of hanging out, really not doing a lot. It was higher initially. Now we're coming back to the downside, but so is the Canadian dollar there. Yeah, down almost 2% or 0.2%, 74.6 for the CAD right now. Yeah, U.S. dollar was slightly higher. Now we're in negative territory ahead of obviously the presidential debate. Lots of things to be discussed, I guess, in the debate tonight. So a lot of these higher today with the U.S. dollar creeping back to the downside. I highlighted at the Australian dollar here because we're finally getting a bit of a bounce back, 0.6% for the Aussie, back to 71.2. This is that move down we've been talking about over the past, multiple days. 4 or 5 days straight to the downside, went from 73.5 all the way down to 70 cents, bouncing today off 70 cents back to about 71 and change, 71.2 for the Aussie. New Zealand, same story, up 0.5% on the weakness in the USD, 65.8 for New Zealand. British pound also higher. Both of these kind of doing opposite today, Swiss franc and Japanese yen. Not much movement in cryptos today as well. Bitcoin did give up that 10,800 support level, down 1.2%. Ethereum as well following suit, almost 2% to the downside today. Let's go back over to Neil.
Just jumping back over to INO, I did mention to you guys, yesterday it was a 12 break to the long side. Today, it's a 12 break to the short side. We sort of lined this one up as it was coming back in. Negative on the session. My first target is going to be, like, it's a little obvious here, in front of that 1180. That's the opening range low of the pre-market. It was down at 1130 if you go back far enough here. But I'm going to start taking shares out in front of 1180. It's a 96 short that I was able to get off the 12 break. So we can give it back to VWAP or 1220, something in that range. I like an area stop on this name. It is a 1 cent spread. So it is stable, it's got good volume, but I still prefer an area stop and watch this one on my level 2 just to be sure. I will track you guys back to NEO, and I just mentioned in the chat here, congrats, Daryl. Good short there, one of our members looking at NIO. Around the same levels that we talked about here, and this one popping up when it broke towards that $20 area. There's so much volume on the way back down, buying this up at these consolidation points. So that's why I'll always take profit out. I do still have some shares on. If it breaks this 1960, of course, 1950 is the ultimate target. Watch out. If it holds this, makes another run through the top, 2025 is still going to be the level. I know the high of the day is 2015. I won't be working off that. If it comes back to the upside, I'll be working off of 2025. That's where we looked at it on the daily chart. That's what I'll stick with. Brendan, what do you got?
Just saw an interesting note here from Wells Fargo on Beyond Meat. Wells Fargo saying, if they had a long position or if they were long Beyond Meat, they might consider taking some profits after this Walmart news. So WFC to the downside, really not going to affect that stock, but Beyond Meat we've all seen, 10.5% to the upside. But Wells Fargo thinks it's time to take some off if you're long Beyond Meat, guys.
It is going sideways off of some consolidation here in a lower high off of 170, so it's not actually crazy to take. I mean, you can take a break here. 165 is obviously breakdown spot here, but the other way to play it would just be to jump into the sideways consolidation, give it up to either the lower high or the high of the day, or even the 170 mark if you like that one on Beyond Meat. I actually, at this time, it's almost 11 o'clock, guys. I'm going to usually prefer, it's got to test higher. I don't want to take it right in here at VWAP. It's either testing higher and giving you another short at a better price, or the breakdown trade at 165. I think that's kind of the way to go here. It's been a crazy morning. Obviously, a lot of executions here. I'm actually over 200, which is for me a heck of a lot, and I'll review some of what was going on in Fitbit as well for you guys. But I don't want you to forget, because today we are dropping it. For those of you that saw the taping, it was a lot of fun. But Valeria's journey, how did she come over to Trader TV Live? How did she get into this space? How did she get involved with us crazy buggers over here, Sean Brennan and myself? It's an interesting one. It was fun to watch when taping it. It is dropping on our Market Wisdom channel in just under an hour before we get to the end of the show here. So I do really hope you guys tune in. All of our journeys were a lot of fun to do. And I know you guys wanted to see Valeria's personal journey towards Trader TV Live. Another crazy mover here, and I haven't touched it yet today. We don't have any shorts on APM, at least last I checked, but it is starting to
네, 지금 다시 달러
매수 주문이 체결되었습니다.
다시 제자리로 찾아가고 있기 때문에 골드는 제가 MIT 익절 라인에서 체결이 됐습니다. 익절하신 분들 1번 눌러주십시오.
That's where I would at least think about if it can't break through there, maybe it's terminated. If it goes through both those prices, you're likely to have a halt and a squeeze to the upside. Brennan,
네, 축하드리고요. 자, 지금 자산 가격들이 전반적으로 매출가스는 지금 하락하고 있고, 채권은 지금 횡보하면서 상승, 안정적으로 상승하고 있고, 유로화나 골드 같은 경우에는 지금 달러의 흐름 때문에 지금
Gonna recap a couple
고점을
of positions
찍고
here. I did mention
단기적으로
JE. I was
급락을
just gonna
했습니다.
net short this one as long as
자,
it's below 7 even.
나스닥은
It's a little bit
저점에서
deceiving here
아까
because
이제
it's come so far down.
다이어터님이
This was a 30
여쭤보셨을
to
때
1
매수
reverse
신호가
split.
나왔었어요.
So, you know, it's
네,
basically
그리고
a 20
그때
cent
매수
stock
신호를
point, which is right
저는
back
이미
to where it was
계약이
before.
있었기
So,
때문에
as long as it continues to grind
추가
in the
계약은
downside,
들어가지
add a couple
않았지만
of
전
points.
매수를
I added to my
털지
position,
않고
so my average
계속
price
들고
is
있었고요.
77. So, I'd like to see it
이때는
break
네,
down,
매수 신호
below that
충분히
low. They
좋은
might take some
자리였습니다.
off in front of 650.
이제 MIT 대응으로 하시면 될 것 같고요.
650, 625, that kind
만약에
of
이때
thing.
못 들어가신 분이
It needs to slide further. It's not
있으면
really threatening to
다시
the
자리를
upside at
드리겠습니다.
all. There was a great short off the open. Obviously should have had that one. I didn't. We actually had to pay for shorts on this. Although I could have also jumped and traded in Toronto where I wouldn't have had to pay. It is what it is. I traded in Toronto previously because it was a penny stock and it was a bigger spread in Toronto versus the US, which was advantageous above $1. That's no longer the case. That's why I'm jumping back into New York on JE.
As well, we dumped some of them here on that 60 break. We talked about that. Now we're back in again at 81, so we'll take a little bit off there at 85 and see if we can't get this one back to the high side there. Nicola, man, yeah, day's low, so that's a big one for sure. Tonight's election time, so we'll see what happens with that. Ripping up some paperwork here. Let's see if Nicola's stock is worth anything here soon. Down to 17 and change. Wow, what a fall. On that GM news, guys, you know this one to $54. So yikes on that one. Neo, we should have got, I guess, all of them out at 85. I don't know. We'll wait to see here if this one can get back to the upside here. That is NIO, giving that one some room to breathe as well. And then, yeah, our Beyond Meat trade. I mean, this is $1 in the money. We're not taking these. We'll just wait to see if it does break back downside here on what should be a market pretty quiet into the rest of the day.
매수 주문이 접수되었습니다.
More downside than upside.
매수 주문이
Some of
체결되었습니다.
the rhetoric that'll probably be spit back and forth at each other. So we'll wait to see. But right now, Beyond Meat is that $1 in the money. And here we go. Neo back to the upside. We're waiting at 88 to get some of these out, guys.
Yeah, just I mean, AAL just absolutely crushed. I see you guys talking in the chat here. Just another leg to the downside. It just had a bit of a low end break. It's only like a 10 cent move, but it's already down 50 pennies from the open. Starting to get under pressure here with the rest of the market. Now, obviously, there
300에 매수하신 분 있고 305에 매수하신 분 있는데 일단은 MIT 걸어두시고 대응하시기 바랍니다. 입절을 하시기 바랍니다. 진입할 때 다시 들어가도록 하겠습니다.
매도 주문이 체결되었으니 취소 주문이 접수되었습니다.
나스닥은 네, 지금 저도 일단 수익 청산을 해놨습니다. 골드는 제가 매수를 지금 하나 들어가는 상태인데 네, 일단은 현재 반등을 좀 보고 매수를 했는데 좀 일찍 들어가네요. 나스닥은 다시 자리를 노려보겠습니다.
I've said that over and over again. I would rather wait until the vaccine is taken and absorbed by the majority of the people that will be taking said trips. So for me, getting long on CCL and waiting on something just long term, I'm only talking about, same as AAL. I think that those are opportunities that you got to sort of wait for a little bit here. Neo, you get in at 81. Look, it's a bad trade when you're in at 80 and out at 66. But we did make a little bit back here, getting out at 85 and 86 again. But yeah, if this comes backside and fails once again, we're not going to hold on to this one. Through 70, we will get out. Beyond Meat, $1.50 in the money. Nicola, $1 in the money. So I guess I can absorb a 2-cent hit right here. It looks like it's Valeria right now if we're ready with the European update.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is choppy, mostly negative. Britain is down 0.64%. Germany is down 0.64% also. Italy is down 0.65%. And France is down 0.42%. At the bottom of European blue chip index is Natixis, down more than 4%. That's all with the Europe. Back to traders.
Thank you very much, Valeria. A couple of things grind to the downside. INO did take some shares out in front of the first target We've got 96 is short, first leg out for a 10-cent win. I am going to get some more out in front of 1180, as we mentioned. And then you have this sort of opening or pre-market chop range at 75. I'll take some out there if it continues to slide down. JE as well, as I mentioned, no reason not to be, well, obviously I'm short here, but no reason not to be short below 7 even. It is starting to grind down. First target I'm starting to take out in front of 650, as I mentioned. If it goes through there, 625, you know, it could be like a 15, relatively like a 15-cent stock if you do that little conversion, guys. So it was 33-1. It is a split. You see splits sell off all the time. It's not incredibly shocking that it does here. I was watching that HUSA try to grind back up one more time. It's starting to get a little bit more stable, I would say, is the best word to use. So I'm watching this like 5 to 525 area. If that gets taken out to the upside, you might see a bit of a squeeze, a further squeeze. I would be shorting in front of it if we had the shortable shares. Otherwise, you're basically looking for a re-squeeze or some kind of stabilization sideways and support. I haven't seen enough of it yet to take any long in that regard, so it's probably just a break to the upside of 525, and then just a quick little scalp trade on that momentum into high of day, which is 636.
Okay, so Beyond Meat's $1.15 in the money. We're still looking around for some more news. Let's check out that JMIA. NIO, that's the one we're looking at, but we already have our stop order in JMIA. I heard that one as we refilled up. Okay, 870, interesting news on that. Oh, I did want to give a big thanks to the Draper family, and you are welcome, my man, for Beyond Meat and Space today. 2 stocks. I'm not profitable on Beyond Meat, but we are very profitable on Space, so you are welcome. Warrior is a pumper. I know what you're talking about, and I can't comment, but yeah, probably. So are these guys shorters? No, we are not. Everything else, Workhorse making lows of the day here. Everybody, oh, I found something up here that I want to talk about here. This is kind of cool, Ench. These guys are the real deal, like Evander Holyfield, except for I have all my ears. So I have not fought Mike Tyson yet, so there we go. But I do have a quote up on my Instagram about, it's from Mike Tyson. It's like, everyone has, it's one of my favorite quotes of all time from the great philosopher Mike Tyson. Everybody has a plan till you get punched in the mouth. So there you go. Mike Tyson with Evander Holyfield. I'd rather be Mike than Evander.
Well, obviously, I mean, yeah, it's anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about there, you got to check that one out. If you're squeamish, maybe not. But Mike's fighting Roy Jones, which I don't know if I would be stepping into the ring with Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. Good luck with that. You're giving up a little bit of weight. You guys are both
get knocked out.
One punch could be a heck of a lot of trouble. I promised I would at least go over what was going on in Fitbit a little bit earlier. I told you guys I would short off with a $7 price. It's a $7.35 deal. It's possibly getting the European approval when it comes to antitrust. Not till December 23rd, so it's a lot of time. I've been shorting it at will in front of it. I had one big one that I told you I'd get out in front of the 80s, and then I waited patiently for it to fail instead of again, heavily shorting it. You know, basically just taking the spread. It looks like it's going to stabilize here and only give you spread opportunities. Real short for any growth was when it did test up that first time, right at that open. You get like 5-10 seconds like I did. So it might be done with that trade for the rest of the day because it was a solid one. We talked a little bit about Musa, and I want to quickly just come back to open that item because it is coming right back to my entry price at 12 even. I'm going to look to roll back into these shares here. I can take them off the top of the top, reloading in front of that 12 as long as it can hold, but I only catch them on the way down. If it breaks up, I'll give it to VWAP for a re-entry point, but if it turns here, I'll just short it in front of 12. I like to catch it on the way down, not on the way up. I will give an opportunity that it goes to like 13, 14, 12, 20 with the stop.
Yeah, I'm only doing nothing here on these positions. I'm just waiting for something to happen. Neo does come all the way back up, upside right now. So there goes Neo. My offer's at 88. We do like that one if we can get back up to 88 right now, but we are long right now 81s. Oh, just an update here. You may see me into Beyond Meat again at a different price. I got in and out there by accident. My stop order triggered, or I made a keystroke error and got out. But we did get right back in at that same price. That's why you see in and outs. And we are about to get taken out here on a 50 break. There it is. So Beyond Meat. Good rebound, man. This was a fantastic bunch of trades here, but we do lose on the last third, so we'll hit the chicken dinner winner, but it's not fake chicken. These winners are real chicken. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
One from yesterday, guys. Remember that AMBO Education? They expanded their arrangement with Amazon to offer some of their software and technology on Amazon. So just watching $4 here, tested it once already this morning, but trying to get back up to $4 was resistance yesterday. Down on the day, obviously, but doing some volume once again, guys.
Had to be in volume. Obviously, you can put it on a lower high, something like AMBO. And the other thing too is that when you go to the higher time, you do have all these tests before and snaps back to the downside. So it makes me like that just even more off of this level. The only issue is going to be, we had some long spikes going through. It's really tapering off in terms of volume right now. That's a good sign because it usually means the buying is done. But it also means that it could be tricky getting into position without being spread. I would like it off of a 4 even test, but I don't want to see it come down below 375. And liquidity is very, very sparse on AMBO. So I'll stay away from AMBO for now. If I see something spike, I'll probably jump over to it. Just going back to American Airlines, I didn't really see any headlines, and Brendan didn't see anything either, but it's starting to bottom out here at 12.25. The market's kind of holding up at 33.30. Here, it's worth sort of going back into my penal mode on American Airlines. That's going to be good enough. You're going to watch this a couple of sessions ago. This was the top right here at 12.30. So we hold this level on AAL, break back above that 12.30 price on the 25th. That could be a bit of a retracement here on American Airlines. Give it to that lower day. It's only like 5% worth of risk. And it's the opposite of that sort of fade, a move to the upside. This is more like catching that little bottom once you find a significant level. 12.30 would be that level for me. And there's not much size in the offering, but it's holding right here, right now at that 12.30. Just tested it once and failed. When it goes back, you can probably get a scalp back into VWAP as long as the market doesn't flush. But you give it to the low of the day either way.
All right, we'll do a little dice roll there. Roll the dice here on video. And it's paying off right now as it's starting to make moves back to the upside. A nice little 8-penny winner. We took some out there, 87 and 88. Now let's hold and see if we can't. I mean, we're right at this level, man, 92, 93. We do have an order at 94. It's bounced off here a couple times. This may be another breaking spot. So let's take a little bit more out. You do see some big size here. 51 million shares, though, man. I don't really think that that'll be too much of an issue for us right here, but 51 million shares could be a problem to break what was there at 90. It was only about like 60,000 shares. So hoping that that does break there and we get some more out at 89. So that's a good one. Pigs do get slaughtered. We always do talk about that. Thanks for joining the show, man. If you haven't yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe. But, we've talked about this over and over. A little more importantly, guys, if you can, hit the share, give it to some of your friends. We talked about the community. We cracked, I think, 6,500 viewers. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. So the show is rocking and rolling. Pick up your merch on our website, Trader TV mugs, man. Thank you for everything. It's been such a great run for us here on the show. And the trading, believe me when I tell you, the trading is going to get infinitely better. We have earnings season coming up. I don't know if our performance is going to get better, but the volume's coming, the names are going to get more, and it's a great time to sign up for our watch list. Trader TV Live. Valeria has the links on there as well. But Brendan, my sales pitch is over. Give us some names, bud.
Yeah, love it. Let's go to QDEL, guys. QDEL up 5% today. A little bit thinly traded, so tread lightly. I'll preface it with that. But they are another one with an antigen test that they have now tripled the production capacity of. So they announced this morning that they're going to be able to make 3 times as much of this antigen, or sorry, not a test, a vaccine or potential vaccine. So $200 at the open there. We're up to 210, guys.
Big mover. Big move to the downside on JE here. I'm short a couple of times here in the 70s, and then another reload here at 686. I just took some more shares out in front of 650, right there at 655. So, like I said, take that first 25-cent win. If it breaks 50s, we'll wait for the quarters for it to continue to come down. I saw a question in the chat. A couple of direct listings tomorrow. Palantir and what was the other one? It slips my mind right. It slips my mind. It'll come up in a second. It begins with an A. Will we trade them tomorrow? Heck yeah. Now, there's no guarantee when these things open, but we're definitely, that's what I said, both direct listings. Literally what we just said. So you get a couple.
No, I'm saying they are. I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna trade them. It's just you never know what to expect. You can have a plan of action going in. When Snowflake came, of course, there's Snowflake the IPO. Plan of action. I had bids the entire way. It was like 120 was the indicated open price, or so it was the issue price. It kept indicating higher and higher. I'd have bids, and once it was above 200, that was kaput for me. So I didn't end up trading it until eventually shorting it off the scale at 300. Sean, I know, was talking about going long the whole way, and it was everyone was adjusting their plan of action. You don't know exactly where these things are going to open, so yes, we're going to be looking at it and trading it if we can, but there's always a price that I'm unwilling to pay for any of these when they come through. In JE, it's basically anything. I will not be going long the stock today. Continuing the short, there is a 650 break. I don't think I went long the first day when there were some short squeezes going on, but those were literally like 10, 15-minute positions. Everything else has been short. This has just been constantly coming back in, and now the reverse split another year. So
that's 70 there. What a great job position there on okay, Neo, we did take some out. We did identify, obviously, that 90.91 was the top there. But we'll see now the market coming off a little bit, but nothing major. I'm going to hold on to the rest of these and give it until the backside here. We'll find out another target for you on where we're going to get out. But yeah, Spotify and Work, the two big direct listings. But now Palantir coming tomorrow. So that should be really interesting to see how that goes through as well. Okay. Yeah, it's Santa. Yeah, let's check out draft. I think we're both let's just wait to see here on DraftKings. Makes that move down. Brendan comes with the news there on the Tennessee Titans. I think it was, 2 players and 3 coaches, something like that. That seems to be pretty small. Remember, every NFL team has 60 players on the field. So, and I think it's 40 coaches. So each team about 100 people. We will wait to see on that one. Remember, they are traveling back and forth. So some of those teams are going to have that problem. That would have been a great opportunity to pick up some DraftKings, but I would have got stopped out. Let's be perfectly honest. It would have been too choppy down here to play anything. So right now, we're going to look at this kind of a level back up through 58. If that does happen, hopefully some people will get the same ideas that I do there, that it's not a major story really after all, but it could lead to more. So if you're scalping this one, I think it's a good play through this high of 57.80. If you did want to wait for 58, I wouldn't blame you for that one. But we did get as high as 60, which I believe is all-time highs. And yes, it is for DraftKings there today. So DraftKings makes all-time highs, a little bit of a negative Nancy news story there, and it comes back in. So let's look to get long DraftKings.
Yeah, and just going back over to NIO here, guys, I did move my stop, as I mentioned, to this like 1995. You're seeing it test once again. I'm still holding the short. I have 99s to the short side. We got re-entered into this position. I'm not jumping into more shares, and I did mention to you guys that there was some significant buying at a couple of levels on the way down, so I'm not going to step in front of it and grab some more longs haphazardly. I'll go with an out here just below that 20 mark. If it breaks that, I'm looking towards 2025 as a bit of a high. And speaking of highs, SR&E, there is that 1130 that gave a quick
골드
break that I
MIT
got triggered
계속
into, and
올려가면서
got triggered late.
대응하겠습니다.
And then it just gave this little whip to the upside, testing through the high. So it hasn't really taken this top off until I think it shows you a bid above, and now it's going to look like 1135 is that high. So if I don't see a bid above it, I'm not taking that breakout trade. It's starting to taper off in terms of volume, but this was the test that we're looking for. This was the price. We go back to the 15 here. This is that price that it had to hold through. It is trying to go. I do think there's an opportunity that you're going to get a bit of a long break on the Sorrento. It's a great short below that price if it holds. I might even wait till 11 even on the downside for any kind of a re-entry into a short position. I just need to see a bid above that 1135. That just hasn't happened.
Okay, here we go, guys. You want to talk a little bit about some long-term positions? I'll give it to you. You guys like some investing talk. I'll give you one right here. It's going to be a little bit of a risk, but it might be a surprise to you guys. But Batman is in the building right now. Look, if the Democrats sweep somehow and get control of the House and whatever, marijuana will start to be coming back on a lot of the forefront here. And look at CGC. It's just made some bottoms, man. 1280, 13 and change. Worst bottom 10. All the way down here. Recent bottom 1384. Today up 3%. I don't think that's a surprise on this kind of an election new note day. Obviously, it's just going to be to see how well Biden does and Donald Trump do together on stage. So 1480. This is going to be my call right here. Canopy. If the Dems get in, watch out, man. We take out 23, then we take out 25. I'm not just saying this because I am a bag holder. This is just what I'm giving it to all of you guys right now. I think Canopy, CGC, buy the best of the best. You could also buy Tilray as well, but Acreage Farms and Holdings there. CGC owns a lot of licenses, so that's going to be my call. You heard it right there, right now. CGC on what appears to be a Democratic presidential win right now. Therefore, it could, just by the polls, it could make moves back to the upside, definitely taking out this 50 period. Let's just see who takes control, Democrats or Republicans. If it's Democrats, then I do like the cannabis sector. Brendan.
I'm not even, this is very strange, but almost right on cue. I'm going to show you my Trade Ideas platform here, our friends at Trade Ideas. Yeah, literally as Sean is speaking, CGC popping up on my volume alert list here, 1 million on the day for CGC. So you can see just took the top off there as Sean was making that little pitch. Through 1450, big volume spike. If you flip over to Cron, yeah, same story. So some of these cannabis names starting to go, guys.
Starting to come back to the upside as well. We've got war sliding down. The market's still holding low. We mentioned the AL, a couple of legs down. It held at 1225, 1224, not too low today. So if it gets back above 30, look to get into position in front of that bottom of the day. Let's see if we can work it back up to 1250, just past that little VWAP. So I did start at 34. I'd like to get a price a little bit closer to 30 on the way back in here. And just to update another one, INO, I did reload in this. I said if it got back to that 12 price and then tested, I try to catch it on the way back down. So first time it tried, I took some more at 12. Second time it held at 12.10. I got some more shares just at like 12.03. Still short on INO. Still looking to see if it can break down to that 11.75 and then 11.50 area. 32 is the low of the day. I'm not necessarily holding for that absolute bottom. JE is the other short that we have on. This continues. I just got some more shares out at 6.38. So that short, fantastic 40-cent winner, and I'm still holding on, guys. Even if it pulls back, I'm probably going to be looking to reload at 75s and 80s. If I can get like 90s and 95s, of course I will. Probably don't need the orders now that we're like 50 pennies away from them. But JE, no reason to get out of this short trade for me. But AL is the one long I do have in a market that's headed southbound. Neo, like I said, not adding to it. I did take it off. It's not a losing trade, but it's close to break even on that last little bit. It just had a lot of buying down here at 1960. I will not be touching it until it gets and tests back to that 2025. That's the next price I'm going to be watching very, very heavily on NIO.
Yeah, we're doing backflips because we have that long on NIO. We just get taken out there upside 92s, 93s, 96, just took out some 97s. You guys know where we're long 81s right now on this name. So yeah, I don't think it gets back upside here, but the market is kind of rallying a bit. So we are going to take off the profit, and we have literally 20% left. So lose on this part, that is about 14 or 15 cent loss. Now we're coming back into this trade up now 17 or 18 cents, but we have dumped it. So it's not, we will lose on this trade because we did get out some there, but we did get back in right now at 1980 when we did see that fail break down. Should have loaded up down here, but missed it. Now we go to the upside, 1996, 1920. So good little trading there on Neo to the backside. We'll watch DraftKings again. I keep talking about that. 57.33 DKNG. That would have been the stock that we would have liked to take on that bottom. Brendan gave the news. I think it was like around, I'm not sure when exactly. It must have been around here, 59, because you do see a nice little drop there on some of that news. But this would have been the spot to pick it up, I think. If I can draw a line for you, it would have been right about here. 57, just when you're breaking back above. We sort of cleared all of this, and that would have given you about that 50-cent window to try to enjoy the move back to VWAP, which would have been about 80 or 90 cents, which is what we're coming up to right now. So a good little breaking spot here, but it's a little too extended for me. I would have loved to have gotten long down here. This move could be backside right now, so I'm going to stay away from it. But here we go. Look at the size right now. You want some education? Here we go. Size on NIO. I'm going to drop this down just so you guys can see this. A lot of you probably have not seen level 2s like this. So every single order that you see on here, every pending share is times 100, right? So we have the ability to have that up on our level 2. Of course, we're long at 81s, so it's a nice little 19-cent win right now. But this is what can happen when a stock sees that size. It'll run away from it, right? So we'll see if there's enough momentum right now. I don't know if there is in the market to fill this, but Neo right here coming up to that level. This is a good spot. We're going to get out of some of our shares and watch to see what happens here at 20. But I'm really glad we're able to show that to you because, like I said, not only is it about trading, but we're trying to give you guys some education. And there's a stock running away from size temporarily.
오늘 골드로 한번 반복은 이렇게 한번 불려보겠습니다. 자, 마린 한 마리로 저글링 드론 100마리 잡는 거 오늘 한번 해보겠습니다.
Every now and then you get one of these ones. It's just a retracement trade that it never really tests the level up. And this was the 275 that we gave in the pre-market. I shorted 61s, got a bunch out in front of the pre-market low, then held through thinking it would take out this 220 where there was a breakout in the afternoon yesterday. It came right back up, gives the same entry again, falls short of that 75 area. I actually have to get short in the 50s. Again, take it out in front of that low. It then tests towards the bottom, get a 40-cent win. Now it's headed towards 197, that was previous close, 2 even. Any turn around that price, I will be out and all done on this trade in WWR. So every now and then you get that structure that works out perfectly, that goes right to your plan. If you're happy with it, you go with the hot dog action. And I'm using hot dog today because it's baseball playoffs. There's nothing better than a brew and a dog for some playoff baseball. I'm going to enjoy it today. Of course, I will not be very happy if our Cardinals lose. It is what it is. They're the other team. Good luck to them, and down with the Yankees. Oh, Brendan.
We'll talk about Shipper here. CMRE, Costamare Incorporated, little holding company, but primarily involved in the container shipping business. Just went to day highs there on a volume spike. 10.5%. It was Citigroup out this morning with a double upgrade on CMRE.
Okay, we're going to try a little test here of Nikola. Take a decent position right now. I just wonder if we've made the bottoms down here through 65. Just make sure I put the stop order at the right spot there. So yeah, we'll wait to see. I got to change it a little bit, but we'll wait to see. We did take some more shares here on Nikola. We do like it. We are watching Neo right now trying to break through 20. So good luck. We just took some more shares out there at 98. We're going to hold for a little bit. I do like the momentum with the upside. You see the market rocking upside as well. So good trade here. We'll wait to see if it does fade off. Again, I have 25% of my position left on, so we have taken that. The reason why is if it does break, we probably go to at least a 030405. So I think it's a little bit worth it, but it's bounced on its head off here a couple times. Maybe we'll take a little bit more out on this move right here, guys.
Yeah, and a bit of a bid did finally appear on Sorrento above that 1135, so I'm starting the long break here above that 1130. Got to give it to at least 11:15. Even a dip I'll take a shot at, just because we'll go back here and show you on the 15. Had the 3 up there for when looking at NIO. But I just feel like this level break is a little bit too good. It tested 11, that's 11:15, and you get this 11:30. This is a nice little ramp off point. The kind of thing that could run all throughout the afternoon. So I want to give it a little bit of room here. See if Sorrento will finally go. First entry point for 36. I'd wait for like 25 and 15 for any kind of a pullback and dip buy. Otherwise, it's just a breakout here. Maybe even adding shares at 11.50. I'd scalp them out in front and then add either on a pullback or add on an 11.50 even break. In WWR, because I don't know where it's going to turn, I've just trailed my stop here. So if it breaks back above the teams at 215, I will cover. My last entry was at 249, so that'd be a nice win. Either way, guys, I'm very, very happy with that trade. Just want to go back over to USEG. Only 35 minutes to go. This stock here, if I had the shorts, I'd be looking at this halt price now. It's at multiple halts, but this one here below this 1465 being tested, I think that would be a bit of a short in front of that 65 where no way I'd hold above it. It's starting to slow down, pick up in volume just a little bit on the way up here. That's why I'd identify that level. But if it goes 70 cents higher, it could be squeeze time, and I can only go long. That means I can only participate in what I think will be a momentum squeeze. Not anything fundamental in USDG here, but it will be 1465 where that was triggered.
And giddy up again, guys. It's backflip time. We just gave you Nikola, and there it is, 20 cents in the money in about 2 minutes. We turn bullish, we start buying. I actually buy more a little bit here on the way back upside through 20, through 18. 97 was our price. Out here 07, out here 08, out a little bit at 02, as it looked like they wanted to break 18. Now we are breaking back downside 18. We have half of the position left, so it could turn out to be a loser. Our out is still going to be backside 69s down here. But I think Nikola's due for a little bit of a bump here. Let's just wait to see. Again, this is the trade. We always talk about this, and I've done it over and over again for you today, including many winners. Space was the same thing. As I look here, Workhorse we did not do. Beyond Meat was the same thing. It's just consolidation, right? We missed it on DraftKings. It just looks like, and I'll draw a little bit of a circle right here. Go, Nikola. A little bit of a thing here. We we consolidate in this area, and then we start trading above, right? And so right here, that's the kind of break. I mean, I just randomly drew that, but this is the kind of break right here at 1787 that we were liking. So we were dipping in our toes there. We take a little bit more at 97. Our average price right now 90, and we've already taken out a couple 15-cent winners there on Nikola. So let's hold that one. Neo, we got out again at 96. It's just bouncing its head, keep going at 20 here. So now we're a little bit lighter, about 20 to 25% left of this initial position. We just took some out there, so that's why we're iffy on what's left. And I'm going to put some orders up here, 2004, 2005, so that when it breaks, we get that momentum to the upside on that. I do like the fade short, though. Like, you could put on shares now and play off this 20. It's just, it can crush that 20 in no time flat. So you got to watch out for that one, but it looks like it's resisting. So Neo right now, a good trade. Nikola's only 8 cents in the money, but I think this one's well worth the risk. And like Neil said, it's 11:30, so I don't expect the market to go crazy right now. But if it does, I think we have Nikola, which is good.
Yeah, and there's some size on Sorrento, so very similar to that 20 area that you saw on Neil there on the Sean level team. You can see the same thing, a little bit smaller here on Sorrento, but it does, half the volume, so relatively speaking, it's pretty good. 100,000 shares at 1150. I've already taken the scalp breakout. We had 35 in front of that 50, so I'll take the 10 cents off, a couple of legs out there. But I'm going to add to it. If it breaks 1150, I'm going to jump into some more shares, like I showed you guys with the higher time frame look.
매도 주문이 체결되었습니다.
I'll probably test it again in the 15 to 25 range, buying on that little dip. So a couple of ways I can add to it, of course.
네, 골드 익절했습니다. 골드 익절.
I'll have a stop order for the long. I'll wait to see it consolidate before I jump in. I'm not just going to throw orders on the bid on the way back in, guys. But I do like that idea on Sorrento. Still hanging on for dear life in WWR and
네,
JE.
지금
But
여기에
also,
미련을 두지
with
않고요.
INO, which
네, 나스닥
of the
지금
positions
큰 거
I have,
노리고 있습니다.
probably the one that
지금
is
기모고
showing
있기
the
때문에
most, I guess I'm short, so strength against the move
집중하고
here. I was able to get some shares up for 10 cents.
은폐은폐하면서
I do have
시장을 좀
some orders
노려보겠습니다.
later bottom
종목을.
here. If it does slide to the downside, can't let it go past 12.20. It is starting to show some strength. A bit of a battle happening at the even dollar. It is holding negative on the session after having a nice little move. And we traded this yesterday on a breakout at 12, which was a good one, guys. But the fact that it couldn't sustain that move up, holds lower, the positive trial there, I just feel like it's a good spot here below that 12 and 12.10 area. This is exactly where it closed yesterday at 12.14. That's why we're playing in front of it. I can't believe it's 11:30 already. This has sort of gone fast, very, very fast for us. But what I haven't seen is any kind of a crazy moonwalk action. That must mean that we haven't hit the target for the legs. I don't know what to tell you. Sean's had some big winners, of course, that we've had on. We've had a lot of fun on the show so far. I see him hydrating over there with Valerian. How are we doing with the legs? Are we going to get to see the astronaut graphic before we hit the end of the show?
Neil, I'm so glad you asked because we need traders support as never. We are not even at 1,500 likes, so guys, please show your love and smash the like button.
Smash the like button like Mike Tyson is going to smash Roy Jones' face. Roy Jones was a great fighter. I shouldn't say, I'm a boxing fan and he was one of the best in his day, but I just feel like this is a bad idea because Mike Tyson seems to be taking this a little bit seriously, and we'll see how it goes, obviously. I do want to jump back over to one other position here, JE. Kind of finding a bid, if you want to call it that, at 635. I'm still hanging on. I'm not going to get out of this short. It's going to have to test back to like 7 even before this even threatens me, guys. So I like this J short. I'm going to hang on to it. INO is the one that probably concerns me at least a little bit here. And NIO, I don't know why I said it and didn't do it, Sean, but if you did that 98.99 scalp, you're already taking 5 cents. No problem. Thank you, guys. We just got to 100. There's the block. 500 away from 2K. That's the real one.
We did talk about I got Neo up there at that level, and that's our development. We jumped even more there at 97 on the way back down. So yeah, he's a short. Call that. I was right. selling now, not going short. If it's your first time watching the show, welcome. Hit the like and subscribe button. If you ever see me with purple triangles pointing down, that's going to mean a short sell. So we're short, and then all of these are covers. You already know about that. Years off apparently. Then right down here, 1788. These are going back longs. This was a cover of my short, and I told you when we switched up wrong. And then anything red now would be a sell.
7분 뒤 FOMC 연설이 있겠습니다. 그래서 나스닥도 지금 단기적으로 상승을 하다가 조정을 하고 있죠. 골드도 마찬가지입니다. 자, 오늘의 가장 중요한 포인트는 이제 통화의 흐름입니다. 어제까지 급격하게 달러가 상승을 하다가 조정을 줬죠. 그 뒤에 유로화의 반등을 볼 수 있습니다. 그리고 골드도 반등을 했죠. 자, 그리고 아마 크루드오일은 좀 다른 이슈가 있어요. 공급 사이드 측에서 가격 조정을 좀 했죠. 달러에 영향을 받지만 그래도 공급과 수요에 영향을 받습니다. 그리고 시간 스타트 정부 지금 공화당하고 민주당 지금 재정정책 때문에 반등을 했던 거죠. 반등을 했던 거고, 오늘은 어떤 이슈 때문에 홍보를 하는지, 그게 상승 총알이 좀 약한 건지, 오늘은 추가 상승을 하는 정해져 있는 상황이 아닙니다. 그래서 너무 잡아있던 거를 익절을 했는데, 익절을 하고 다시 또 상승을 하는 또 희한한 상황이 지금 연출되고 있습니다. 지금 모기 한 마리 잡았습니다. 굉장히 지금 날카로운 상황이기 때문에 여러분들도 집중을 해주시기 바랍니다.
They're out, I believe that's going to be Alan Robinson anyways. B-Dog and V on the APM watch list call out. You are 100% right, that's on our watch list. Watchlist.tradertv.live. Also, Dupree Johnson, what up, man? Thank you for becoming a member as well and supporting the show. We definitely love everybody there, and we'll continue to make this money for you, hopefully. If you can take our trades, that's fantastic. Nicola right now 20 cents in the money, and then bouncing around this 90 level. And it's trying to get going. You're looking to see.
참고로 제가 주종이 적은데 저그 테마가 나오니까 굉장히 집중이 되네요.
98.50 can become a downside stop for us there. SRNE, it breaks that 50 level. Like I said, first scalp was at 35. It breaks 50. I would just get back into position and then take another 12 cents out. So sort of rinse and repeat in that trade. Of course, you could have just held on to your 35 longs with 50 and have essentially the same trade. But for me, when I see that plasma level 2, just like on NIO, if it does turn the stock, I was looking to buy it on the dip. That doesn't happen. Fair enough. I will now take some more shares up the way to 11.75. Won't be going long to 11.75. I'll probably hold some of the position to that price and look for a move up to 12 even on SRNE. This is a break that we like in the higher time frame. So hanging on to it a little bit, the same way we're hanging on to that change short trade. It did just sort of a hold at 625 level. I got some more shares that I talked about before. So I took some more shares at 625. To get to that price, I would be all done. I would change that 7 level. And I can short one trip. Holidays, I guess I mentioned this already, but Peloton. Right back down to 1. So we'll wait to see what Peloton's doing for that one. Again, you got to give that one some room. Neo here, back to 20, and this is what we're talking about. Right back to the upside here. Let's see if it breaks. It's having a little bit of a hard time. And see ya. Boom! Nice little trade there. We hit the bangers. Look where we get out on the upside right there. Threes.
1분 뒤 FOMC은 클라리다 연설이 있겠습니다. 자, 지금 그 전에 조정을 주다가 나스닥 상승을 하고 있죠. 골드는 딱히 큰 변화가 없습니다. 저희가 입절을 했던 부분에서 좀에서 입절을 했죠. 그 부분이 변화가 없습니다. 숨고르기를 하고 있다고 보시면 돼요. 자, 정각이 됐고요. 이제 연설을 시작을 할 텐데 어떤 말을 하는지도 중요하지만 시장에서 어떻게 해석하는지가 더 중요합니다. 그 시장에서 해석하는 여러 가지 보고서들을 좀 실시간으로 보면서 자리를 잡겠습니다.
And it's going to be a great trade. If you shorted back into it too, if you held through, yes, you would have a winner. But this sort of goes to discipline. When some of these names we've seen multiple, it's SPI, when you go way back and it's Kodak or
매일 장 전에 오늘의 이제 시장의 흐름을 시나리오를 제가 쓰는데 예를 들어서 이제 전략을 짜듯이 어떤 전략, 어떤 스타로 치면 어떤 유닛을 뽑아서 사드론을 갈지 드랍을 갈지 정면 돌파를 갈지 오늘의 시나리오는 사실 통화에 대한 시나리오를 짰고요. 그게 골드에 적중을 했습니다. 자, 지금 나스닥은 오히려 꼭지 찍고 내려오고 있죠. 요거는 나스닥은 정말 오늘 참 어려운 상대입니다. 굉장히 평소보다 이제 조금 예민한 상태라고 보시면 돼요. 힘을 응축하고 있기 때문에. 자, 지금 유로가 떨어지면서 달러가 저점에서 반등을 하고 있는 모습을 보여주고 있습니다. 아래량이 좀 많이 올라가고 있죠. 아래량 올라가면서 달러가 반등하고 있습니다. 반비례라고 보시면 돼요. 유로하고 달러는 달러가 반등하고 있다고 보시면 됩니다. 골드 당연히 지금 떨어지고 있고 나스닥 같은 경우는 꼭지에서 연설이 시작하면서 지금 다시 조정이 시작되고 있습니다. 자, 이렇기 때문에 몸을 보더라도 제가 들어가지 않았던 거고요. 만약 이때 나스닥을 들어갔다 빈집 털립니다. 빈집털립니다. 드론 다 잡힙니다. 저희가 아까 잡았던 거 다 토해낼 위기에 처할 수 있기 때문에 요거를 대피를 했던 겁니다. 제가. 네, 맞습니까? 공감하시면은 2번 눌러주십시오. 꼼짝없이 물릴 뻔했습니다. 자, 일단 이거는 지금 여기서는 피할 수도 없고 그런 상태라고 보시면 돼요. 서로 자원이 어느 정도 동이 났고 인구수는 200이 채워져 있습니다. 여기서 돌파를 무조건 해야 되는 상황이기 때문에 여기서는 정말 서로 되돌릴 수 없는, 한 번 나가면 되돌릴 수 없는 그런 싸움을 해야 됩니다. 네, 지금 달러가 굉장히 급격하게 상승하고 있죠. 네. 이 전까지 이제 반등, 이제 등산을 했던 게 아마 부질없습니다. 순식간입니다. 네, 순식간이고 나스닥 또한 장대 음봉 하나로 30분 동안 올렸던 거 그냥 그대로 바로 그 자리로 왔습니다.
NASDAQ mask right here. We also have a trader Dubai mask over at my desk. I did want to give a shout out to my friends over there at the NASDAQ. Thanks for hooking the brother up. Okay, Nicola out there at 1825. You see what's happened? The market has fallen back to the downside. So
매수 주문이 접수되었습니다.
자, 나스닥 여기서 한번 매수를 한번 들어가 보겠습니다.
매수 주문이 체결되었습니다.
너무 이게 전쟁을 피할 수는 없기 때문에 이제 뭐 저도 어느 정도 모았고 상대방도 모았고 어느 정도 출혈을 감행하고 일단 정면에서 부딪혀 보겠습니다. 아무리 200 모아서 정면 충돌해도 컨트롤 잘못하면 순식간에 녹을 수 있고 반대로 한 번에 잡을 수 있습니다. 한 번에 역전할 수 있습니다. 네. 한 번에 역전할 수 있어요. 네. 진입되셨으면은 일단은 모니터링 보시면서 집중하시기 바랍니다. 지금 뭐 MIT 걸기 애매한 상황이죠. 계속 위아래 왔다 갔다 하고 있기 때문에 게릴라전입니다. 바로 한 번에 부딪히기보다 계속 그 물량을 자꾸 휘두르면 돼요. 휘두르면서 뒤치기만 조심하면 됩니다. 뒤치기. 기세에서 밀리면 안 됩니다.
Let's see how high this wants to go. We'll get out if it does come back to today's high. But with the market rallying now, maybe off this drop down, that's kind of what has gotten me into Peloton. The market down, we do like the name. Obviously, it's up 3% to $100 is a very, very key level. I think it's been up here before, for sure. If I just refresh this to a NASDAQ chart, hopefully, again, we have over 63 markets here. Yep, it's been here twice before, just like we thought. So, it both times came back down. This was on earnings, and then Amazon and Apple and all those fun companies released, competitor products. But I told you that does not matter. I hope you guys picked some up down here in the 80s. I did not, but this is when I was sort of saying it was maybe a buy time here on Peloton. So we'll see, man. It's already been up here. I think this is worth the risk. I'm only going to give it probably to about a block or so, 99 and a quarter back down to the downside on Peloton. So we'll do that one. Oh, you know, it was ripping up like crazy this morning. And Brennan actually
out around 75, got out at 76. Like 2 minutes later, it does make another run to the high of the day. Still has some at 52 when 50 broke. I'm going to hold those, like I said, to 12 even. If it goes in front of that price, like 90, 95, that'll be good enough for me.
자, 1차 러시는 약간의 흔들기가 있었지만 지금 1차 러시는 사실 이렇게 되면은 진 겁니다. 지금 여기서 2차 러시를 봐야 되는데 여기서 반등을 충분히 할 수 있고요. 지금 흔들기가 지금 뭐 한 20포인트 정도는 일어날 수 있기 때문에 중요한 건 여기서 적당히 출혈을 갖고 그냥 나오느냐 아니면은 추가 계약을 가느냐, 이제 두 가지 대응책이 있는데 그거를 좀 보면서 전략을 짜도록 하겠습니다. 저점 보면서 1차 반등이 나오는 상황이고요. 골드름도 같이 보겠습니다. 골드름도 같이.
You're going to get out up here, but it's just too strong. You see the movements. Here we go, guys. 85 cents now in the money on Peloton. So still making that move to the high side. This probably right now is going to be all-time highs on Peloton. I don't think it got up this high on earnings. So let's just keep riding the wave. Higher, higher, higher. Guys, $1 winner. It's been a roller coaster on this one. But there it is. Putting Peloton in the
매도 주문이 접수되었습니다.
I just got all out there at Sorrento 93s, guys. 11 last trade will be 40 cents on the second push. If you had it from 30 to 60 cent move, it's a great trade.
매도 주문이 체결되었습니다.
네, 나스닥 다시 반등을 해주고 있고요. 골드는 지금 매도를 하나 체결이 됐습니다. 지금 해지 개념으로도 볼 수 있고요. 그리고 두 가지 종목의 전략이 좀 다른데 지금 실시간으로 FOMC 이번에 연설이 있는 상황이죠. 이제 시나리오가 이제 어제 급격하게 반등을 했던 달러의 흐름이 오늘 조정을 주면서 골드와 유로화의 반등을 했죠. 근데 바라보는 건 다시 한번 강달러의 흐름으로 충분히 흘러갈 여지가 있다고 보여지고요. 나스닥 같은 경우는 이제 아무래도 통화 영향을 받습니다. 근데 달러가 올라갔을 때 당연히 나스닥은 좋은 영향을 받긴 합니다. 근데 사실 뭐 그런 단기적인 흐름으로 나스닥을 매매하기보다 나스닥은 지금 일단 리스크를 축소하기 위해서 초반에 지켜갈 이벤트가 있기 전에 매도세가 좀 급격하게 지금 나왔던 거고요. 지금 기술적으로 나스닥은 아까 말씀드렸던 것처럼 여기서 어느 정도 출혈을 인정하고 나올지 아니면 추가 계약 들어갈지 대응을 해야 됩니다. 일단 골드는 현재 체결이 되어 있고요. 만약에 나스닥이 안 되더라도 골드가 있기 때문에 상호 완충이 좀 될 거라고 보고 있습니다. 나스닥이 다시 반등을 하고 있죠. 이렇게 되면은 일단은 안정권에 좀 들어왔다고 보여집니다. 1차 흔들기를 한 거고요. 다시 밴드권 바닥만 다졌다고 보여집니다. 밴드권 바닥만 다진 거고요.
Yeah, and Sorrento keeps on going. Like I said, it's something. It's a little bit arbitrary that 12 even, but I like to put targets out to the upside to make sure that I'm taking profits. One of the things you can always do to get better is hang on to that little bit. So you always extend that further with build.
다시 진입가를 돌아왔습니다. 다시 진입가를 돌아왔습니다. 나스닥은.
I guess past that apparently I'm right according to
아까 두 가지 전략이 있었죠. 출혈을 감내하고 자를 것인지, 전략을 다시 짜서 러쉬를 다시 들어갈지, 아니면은 추가 계약을 해서 거기서 더 강하게 밀어붙일지 전략이 있었는데, 일단은 자르지 않고 좀 더 러쉬를 유지를 했습니다. 다행히 지금 현재 진입가 왔고요. 골드는 일단은 지금 단기적으로 매도를 들어갔는데 기술적 반등이 좀 이루어지고 있는 상황이에요. 기술적 반등이 있지만 달러의 흐름을 어느 정도 쉽게 말해서 유로화가 더 떨어질 거를 기대를 하고 있습니다. 나스닥은 다행히 진입가 맞추었습니다. 잡아놨기 때문에 현재 이 전략을 그대로 홀딩하겠습니다. 전략 그대로 홀딩하겠습니다. 전략을 바꿀 때는 능동적으로 대처를 잘 해주시기 바랍니다.
Shout out to Arun when you give the tea look. I know he's a tea drinker. I like both, but it's got to be coffee for me. So I'll celebrate that day all day, every day there with Coffee Day. It's been a fun one, obviously, guys. It should be exciting after just a couple of things we're watching with Peloton that breakout. Trying to get to that one-on-one mark. I was thinking
묘하게 디커플링하고 있는 모습이 지금 자꾸 연출이 되는데 나스닥이 오르면 골드가 지금 떨어지고 나스닥이 떨어지면 골드가 올라가는 그러나 이건 지금 현재 그냥 지금 시장 상황에서 자산 가격의 움직임의 우연이라고 보면 봐야 될 것 같고요. 여기서 급락이 나와 주어야 안정적인 포지션 이 전략이 통했다고 볼 수 있습니다. 지금 급락이 나와야 되는 상황입니다. 우리 나스닥은 약간 횡보를 할 수도 있고요. 시간을 좀 끌 수 있지만
always giving all the news very, very promptly there, and getting
반등에
news
지금
of American
힘이
Airlines trade
유효합니다.
when there wasn't news, even though it didn't work out. We love everything he does for us there. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
골드가 여기서 급락을 못해주면은 골드는 다시 반등할 수 있기 때문에 다행히 유로화는 지금 떨어지고 있어요. 네, 유로화는 떨어지고 있습니다.
Tesla trying to hold that 2,000 level to the upside this morning. It's Friday, August 21st, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. Tesla, here we go again, back to, above the 2,000 mark. We closed above it, obviously, yesterday. We pushed up to about 2050 in the pre-market this morning, looking to hold that kind of area now.
Yeah, Tesla. What a ride that was yesterday. You talk about 1900 break, and then within minutes you were talking about 2,000, and now holding above this. Of course, like everyone's talking about the stock split. Worth keeping in mind, there's three other catalysts coming through here, possible in addition to the S&P 500. Of course, you have their battery event coming up, and then October you get possible earnings. So lots of things to possibly give some momentum going. I know we're going to be talking about it trading heavily, but it's not the only thing moving today. We are going to be looking at NEO, and I'm about to watch that share offering downside.
The same thing could happen today, although obviously you see what the market did yesterday with that huge run up through that 1900. I don't think there's anything sort of key right now about that. I mean, is it going to break through 2050 again? The stock was $360 back in March. You're at $2,036 right now. Elon Musk love your life. Obviously, as we continue to go higher and higher. So 238, we could take 245 as the top, but I think the best play is probably waiting for the move and then trying to catch a bottom. I think that would be the best play today. I wouldn't short it unless it was breaking back down through 2,000 and give the sellers a reason to hit this thing back down. But for right now, I've been talking about some of the tailwinds these guys have had for a long time, and I said it wasn't even about the cars. They have the power, they have the data, and they have the economy. So Tesla just keeps on making moves. Right?
Yeah, I think that's a very good point to reiterate, guys. As far as the short side goes, we saw that move kind of
yesterday. So, you know, I'm going to be shorting NIO for 1350. I'm going to be looking to sell it in front of, maybe it'll be that 14 we had yesterday, but I doubt that. So we'll call it like 1350 break. NIO, I will short through that break price, just given the reaction.
Yeah, exactly. And I do see some comments there about NIO. Look, I think that NIO's going to be big hit eventually when it does get to the States. So I think a lot of people will buy these cars. But for right now, yeah, I mean, it's you're only having 710,000 shares.
mentioning, guys, on that Givo as well, 130 was the offering price. So as far as downside goes, watch 130 as well. Origenics, we touched on this one a little bit yesterday. It's been kind of popping up every other day sort of thing for the past couple of weeks. Origenics, they signed a deal with another company, Avid Bioservices, to continue developing their COVID-19 potential vaccine. So just teaming up with another company to expand work on that. So trading higher, guys. OGEN this morning.
Yeah, I mean, it sold off of 112 yesterday. It looks like it bounced a buck and then sold off at 112 and back to penny stock status. It's bouncing up again. They've been holding the dollar this time. I'm just going to go long term, right? So it's not really 110's the high today. I kind of look at yesterday's top and then came a little bit significant. So I'll go with like 112 for the breakout style trade. As always, if I see a trade like this, sort of give us an entry point, maybe like 930, 925, 930, something like that, where it tests the high, then it starts to yeah, I'll take a short in front of the top, the breakout long for 112, and I can short it maybe in the range on the way back in, and then hopefully it holds that level all morning, and then we're short the entirety of the day. That's something that we should have done yesterday. We're doing a few other ones that were good, but that one is certainly what we should have done yesterday. Yeah, you mentioned that. So like 70, kind of like 71, 70 to 72 is that level. It's testing it right now. We're going to, I don't want to say we're going to verify it, but we're trying to find out if that was actually moving. So that's what we're going to be concerned with. A lot of times I'll sell anything that's really good plays when they get the gap on the outside. This one's pretty strong. Before bouncing right into that level that you talked about there, Brandon. So I have it as 71, 70 to 72 range. It's already tested through one time. The new high is 72.20. It gives you a possible breakout there. If I'm going to try and fade this gap, which has been a very successful strategy anytime we get a COVID update. We kind of knew a lot of this news in terms of their trial and their timeline. So I'll probably take at least one shot in front of 72.20. South side of high on attack floor, looking for any breakouts in the high.
I saw we had TX as well, and we can look at Pfizer just quickly in case we do have that up in your account. 39, 39.04. Positive data coming on watch there, 39.50.
Okay, guys, sorry, I'm just going to throw a headline up here and we'll touch on Givo a little bit. Yeah, there's just a price target increase from Nova Capital on GEVO. So even with the offering, they got the target at 240. Upward Capital
somewhat disappointing short in terms of the actual execution of it. It sold most of everything off in the pre-market on a fade back in. I thought in the open there'd be a bigger play. There was a couple of like $1, $1.50, $2 type scalps off of the 260 level, just fading in front of it, and then it came back to 59. So maybe there's potential breakthrough 260. I had an order in for that for most of the day back to the upside. It just never materialized. I think we're going to get a shot at it here. Maybe we'll buy this one through a 260 break. I will say this: we have 10 minutes to go. It's only like 40 cents away. And yesterday, I made a mistake of getting into it. I'm going to try to avoid that. I'm not going to put the stop in. If it breaks 60s in the pre-market, I don't necessarily love it. In that case, I'll look for a dip buy opportunity potentially, or if it does bounce, if it does go up from 60, maybe we'll catch a dip and support at that same price. But I don't want to have this before 9:30. I just felt like it lets us some poor execution for me. But that's the only level I'm watching currently on Alibaba. Your target would be somewhere in front of the pre-market high yesterday.
Yeah, we love Alibaba. I like this one through for sure, 100% through 260. It's a great business. It's a great model. There's nothing wrong with it. We talked about PricewaterhouseCoopers being their underwriter, so I'm not super worried about anything as far as that being delisted or anything. And with all of this Chinese rhetoric and all this talk here, politics and this and that, and delisting, we're still at almost all-time highs here on Alibaba. So play the momentum, keep it strong. If you ever get a dip down to 250, if you're an investor, I think that's great. Straight upside on Alibaba. Didn't even really trace that much in March, so there's a lot to go up. I mean, the amount of money that these guys push through their system is absolutely unbelievable. They're also in the cloud. I love Alibaba. We just need to get some momentum to the upside, like Nate was mentioning.
Okay, guys, let's go to another one where Chinese ties Pinduo and Duo. They were reporting similar, worse than expected this morning quarter for QBD. The company's operating loss widened to 1.64 billion yuan. That was above the 1.49 billion that was expected. So another one from China, this time to the downside. We've seen some of these Chinese stocks getting a bit of a bid this week, but not today.
Breaking through the 50 period here, guys. Just watch this level here. A lot of times you'll see on light volume harsh turnarounds or little breaks of support on very, very key and obvious prices. And 84 is going to be one from the daily. You're going to see this was longer later on. I try to make it a little bit cleaner by 3 minutes so you don't see all of the market action. But you have a current low of 86, but 84 is that actual double bottom. So there's still room to go on an 86 break. I was actually interested, I wrote down here, this 89 level, any kind of a gas fill back to the upside. If you're going to look to hold 89, that's a major short. I think that's a short for that price. Maybe thinking about scaling from one side, but otherwise 86, 84 is the most again, looks like it's going to that break to 60 is not going to happen.
85.75. It's not a great number. 85.75. Downside. Keep going back. It's back a couple of days. About 84.75 coming into play. So 85, 86. They're all right here on Pinduo. This is just a 1 minute chart that we can blow up for you just a little bit here. You can see the big move down. Look at this up here, guys. 11% to the downside. So you're not going to be able to mark it in on the short side. You have to wait for an uptick to be able to get in. So watch out for that. I mentioned 86. I like 85.75. Stock short.
I don't know anything else that could possibly be positive about Foot Locker, but yeah, there's a whole bunch to it.
That's what they did come out with. So nice to see on that play there for Foot Locker. Yesterday we closed down here 27 and change. What a nice move back to the upside here. 29.35, 29.50. We'll wait to see on any upgrades and things like that coming through today on Foot Locker. We're almost, we just did cross. I've been talking to you guys about this 50 period for a very, very long time. Any of the viewers, so I think that's a very important thing. We are crossing it right now at 29. So I like this thing through 29, and let's just see what the volume's doing. 800,000 shares today, so it's not horrible. But right now there is like a little bit of a price is 29. So it's resisting the break for now. Let's see if it does get going through 29, upside 29.50 and change. Downside, kind of guess when this consolidation stops, which is happening at 28.50. So 50 cents either way on this one, guys.
All right, guys, welcome to the overall market here. Sorry, just getting your turn here. Ready? Yeah, we'll touch it with the market here. Futures are concerned around the 8 of the month today.
So I'm still sticking to that area that I gave you guys yesterday, which was 45 on the bottom. So you'll see in the pre-market we dipped down into the 60s. That's the exact area where I was getting some longs in. I didn't step in right away, but if it comes back down to 60, going down to 45, I would love to step in and go long. The other side is the 3,400 top. That is the all-time high on the future. 3397.50, I believe, is the all-time high on the futures. So 3,400 top. If that goes, my concern with that is the amount of stops that are building above the 3,400. The longer we take, the more and more stops that build up there. So yes, the area's there. Yes, the levels, there's been a decent amount of selling there. Would I want to step into a short because I would have to give it to 3,400, but if the 3,400 goes and I got to get up past that, it's going to go very quickly given how many stops are going to be past that. So I'm going to be very careful with looking for shorts. I would prefer the longs down to 33.60, going down to 33.45. Of course, I'm not going to say no to the shorts, but it's got to be a really, really good setup for me to take that shot at left hand.
Great stuff. Thanks for checking back in with right into it again. Well, in the building, MTP here, guys, if you want to have a look at. As far as I was concerned, there was not a heck of a lot of news as far as this stock is concerned. Guys, you can flip my screen up. There we go. MTP on the NASDAQ. Big time volume here in the pre-market and 40% move to the upside. The top here from early on was about 325, 330. Above that, 350. Big level on the daily time frame. Sadly, we do not have locates on this, but still going to try anyways for MTP, guys. Big mover here with, from what I can see, not too much cannibalism.
A quick update for you guys. I just checked. I was able to get some in there just as we were doing the Arun segment there, Brent. So we actually do have locates. I checked twice in the free market. We didn't have them. We do have them now. Same levels as Brent. I mean, the 350 for sure is going to be a big one. So I'm not too married to the idea of being short in front of the free market high because that 50 area is bigger. Saw that same thing play out in Jibo with $2 and 220. 220 was much more significant. Below 3 even, I might take a shot here. However, on this rollover, anytime I don't see significant news, I just think the chance for it to come almost all the way back here, which would be $2, $2.10, is too great to pass on. But if I can cash it in the mid-90s in front of a 3, sort of an easy little area stop there, and not have to worry about the high of day, I'll take that one shot. I don't want to risk it all the way to 325, but if it rolls over there, then I'm going to take another try. And NTP, and a lot of you guys, only 2.5 minutes to go, guys, so not much time here. Rocket in play again, up at 3.5%. It just made a breakout through 24.25. I had that level written down. It's very, very thinly traded, 500,000 shares, so I didn't want a pre-market execution at 9 o'clock, so I'm not going to have that trade. 25 even, a big level, 27 next top to the upside. If it pulls back in, 24.25 becomes the obvious reload price for me. If you're already in there, it'll be an entry point to the downside. If there's a dip buy, I think 24.25 is the first level. Unlikely to see 24.50, which is definitely solid.
Yeah, Rocky, yesterday was a good one, and we'll see if we can do that again today. We're just getting a few things ready to rock and roll here as we so that's still to go. Obviously, through that 250 level, and we'll see what it wants to do, but it's going to be coming up very, very soon here. Tesla through 250 could be a good trade. We have Alibaba coming as well. So lots on watch today, guys. Just be careful here. Alibaba's going to break 259 right now, so we're looking at 260 break for Alibaba. Should be a good one. I think PDD on the downside. So a few little names we're looking at. Let's get this day started.
Yeah, 50 seconds to go. Rocket continues to push to the upside at this actually. $25 coming to play very, very soon. I do want to quickly also jump back to BioNTech. We talked about the NTX. Sean mentioned Pfizer as well. Both of them are going to be in play. I'm going to take one shot, fading it in front of 72.20, but it's going to be a breakout through that high with only 30 seconds obviously something funny is going to be happening here. I got those MTP shorts. We'll talk about that in a little bit. 20 seconds. It is Friday. There's going to be plenty of action. Tesla, BNTech, Bob, Alibaba as well. We'll be watching all of these off of this open. Let's drop the countdown and see what's going on because you're cracking me up here, Valerian.
How much time left? 10, 9,
There it is. Dropping that. What is so funny? I don't understand what's going on around here. 3, 2, and 1. Let's ring that bell. Market is open. Going back, actually, oddly enough. I got into BNTX here, so BioNTech's in front of that 72. Look, if it breaks the high, fair enough. We'll reverse into a long trade. We mentioned that all morning long. We'll look for a first out in front of 71 for like a 60-70 cent type of win. And then after that, you're looking for it to give a bigger recheck. Wow, okay, there we go. Let's slay that dragon right away out in front of that 71. So quick 60 penny winner. If it breaks 71, you're looking for something in the 69.50 to 70. The pre-market bottom is a target range. Always fading those COVID positive news. And if I'm going to sell it, I'd rather sell it in BNTX than sell it in Pfizer.
I did want to say we're now short PDD. Okay, there we go. We are now long. I don't know why that took so long there to get long on Uber there, but okay, so we're long Uber breaking through 31.50. We're going to give this one back down here to 31. So I'll give this one a solid 50 cents, hopefully to the downside now. Okay, PDD breaking up. So again, like I put the order in and we get that bottom wick right there off the open. So we got to give this one a little bit of room as well. Right now, Uber to the upside. We're going to give it all the way back down to 31.50. And here it goes, guys. Uber, let's go, Brendan.
Before the watch list, guys, sign up for the watch list if you haven't already. It's an we're just testing these pre-market highs. This is all-time highs after earnings for DE, guys.
Wow, you can't fight that. I mean, I kind of joked about trading John Deere today. Maybe should have been looking at it. I can forget about the Bob at least in the short term through 260. Yeah, we just flushed off that about $1.50. I still have the order ready to go. We get a 260 break at some point. We'll be all over it. I'm going to reload via BioNTech if I get a shot. Oh, whoa! And there goes. That was crazy. It didn't break 60s though for me.
What, Baba?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I got long too. I don't know what happened there, but we're long right now. 259.85. So we'll take that and see what happens with Alibaba. Long on Alibaba right now, and just crushing it on this Uber trade, Neil. Big time long right now at 55. So we're making tons of cash on this one. Long Uber 31.55 out a little bit right now. Let's give this one a little bit of room here on that. Good news yesterday, obviously from the state of California on a ruling. They able to extend operations until they get that looked at. In the meantime, here goes Alibaba looking to break through 260. Looks like it wants to go right now.
Yeah, I mean, I got that like the early trigger like you did, but it looks like it is actually trading through a couple of times here. It's a sort of right now a failed break. I reloaded in BNTX on BioNTech at 71.75. So we got more short there. Brandon, what do you got?
Another one, guys, from the past couple of days here. Rocket is starting to go as well. Just took out 25 there.
Just cannot stop Rocket. It's just ridiculous. I did talk about a pullback potential on Rocket. It doesn't look like that's going to be in the cards for me as I wanted 24.25 on the way back in. You can pretty much forget all about that. I'm going to go ahead and take off the same type of win on half the trade in BNTX if we can go ahead and do that for like the 60, 70, 80 cent type winner, and then see if we can't run the rest of that 70. But as far as Rocket goes, you can play in front of the 25, but there is room for that 27. But I much prefer catching that one at a good price for me and chasing it. I just don't know how much I'm chasing this stock.
Just retest back up there, gets as high as 260.02 there on that break. So Alibaba right now tries to break through 260. We have this trade on as well, and we do have our Uber long right now as well, long at 31.55. So a couple shorts, actually one short PDD. There goes Uber again to the upside, so he just takes 4 out at 68. Let's see how high this one can go. I mean, I'm still thinking back up here 31 for a nice little Uber win. But yeah, our Alibaba just bouncing around. It looks like it rejected that 260, so I'm going to be getting out down here somewhere 258.50, something like that on this name. So long right now 259.85, out of the money right now 40 cents, but we do like it still lower side.
Yeah, that 58 is a lot. I'm not giving it all the way it retested, Bob retested 260, and I slid out manually. I can't get married to that position. I'm not loving the price action I see, and then I get over to Pixie, but this high long break, if we're speaking, look, you always have to go to the higher time frame. I think it's worth noting there is a level on like 560, 570, but I'm going to see if we can't get involved with the price action, even though I expect some resistance at that price. Plenty of room to right here. Well on Pixie, maybe even giving it back in the previous top 80, see if we can get into that 5 quarter, 550 type run. I didn't trigger it. I just got 508 long, and I'll take this quarter. I'm into that 550, but I wouldn't give it much past the ratings, guys. Bob, I'm going to be done for a little bit here on that one. BNTX, we did get out again. It's another 80-cent win, and I will be taking that one all out in front of. Let me even, which looks like it could happen any second now, guys. So another one, BNTX. It feels like baiting any positive COVID vaccine news is the name of the game. So we line them up, we knock it down a couple of entries here. I did get out first time, for like a 60-cent win. Second time for almost a full dollar. The third time we are going to be looking for a $2 move here in BNTX. I will not be done with it as long as whoa, that was crazy. And you guys see that? $2 move in a split second on a dime. I'm about to get out of it, and next thing I know, it's breaking the high, and I'm reversed to the long, and I'm in the money 30 minutes more. I've never seen it like this. It's ridiculous price action. You've seen this working today, guys. Insane. Take a winner here when I reverse to the long trade. It's a small hit of like 30 pennies, and I'm immediately scalping out that 30 cents back. And holding the long trade to break out of the NTX. It's absolutely insane. One buyer just took it up the entirety of the opening range and then some. Fortunately, we had to stop, so we're locked and loaded and ready to go. We got the win there for that one, guys. Bob is still holding, but now we're long BNTX and in the money 50 pennies here. I'm going to look to see if we can't, there's obviously a breakout to that daily range we're talking about. I would look for 75, continuing target to the upside. Thinking on the fly here, if you had that plan, 70 to the money, this is what we thought we were going to watch this. That's why you want to get it. That's why you want to get our opinion.
IPO'd and has their own symbol, and that is Tesla. Up another 3.5% here. No trade for me yet on this name, but wow, it does make that move just like we thought it would. Here it goes, guys. I mean, we're going to get 2,100 here soon. This move off the open, the same thing. Breaks that high of 2050 in the 2048 in the pre-market. Sees 2050 and just says see ya all the way up in one candle. Moves that's 20 pennies, $20. Now you're going to the upside here, 2077, so a good one there. We did take out some of our Uber for a win, but look at Uber just cratering down. We got to give this one to 31. Again, it's 50-cent loss. It'll be, we took on the upside 20 and some 30 cents, so Uber not really working. We did dump some of our Alibaba on that 259 right there, 259.03. We get out, we save ourselves a little bit of money, but then it bounces down here off 50, so waiting for that one to go. Pinduo just takes out 88 there, so that one makes the move to the upside, so that was a bad call on that one as well. So let's just try to find some different names here for you. Fastly making moves to the downside. Some of those other small stocks as well. Shill there, good look there. MTP making moves downside as well. But look at Fastly, guys.
think about getting out of these last year's 70-25, but a very tight stop on the rest of them. Their preference was, of course, to be short this, but the breakout looks good so far.
A pretty impressive move on NVIDIA off the open yesterday, guys. Look at this one. It's spending from $4.95 to $4.95, $10 in a straight line ahead for NVIDIA.
We still have some of our Uber trade, but that's going to the downside. So we'll wait to see on that one. And video right now, yes, let's have a quick look. Yesterday's high, if I can get maybe a 3-minute chart on this one, may help us look at that a little bit better. But yeah, good look on NVIDIA. There it is. That's what we're talking about right there. 495. So 495 yesterday's high. Looking to that to break out past that level. If you did take that though, I guess you'd give it back to 492 and change back here on the backside. But NVIDIA's still up that 1.66% right now. Looking like it may go. So watch out for NVIDIA here. 495.50. If that does go, you're gonna have to give it a little bit of room. Right now, this is going to be a few charts. So watch out for this thing. It's at 492 to 495. In a matter of minutes, so if it breaks that 495.50, watch out.
A manual entry outside of there. I'm not going to be resting on the offer or anything like that. But trailing stop once it breaks 73.50, likely at 73 even. I did mention we did have a loser, guys, on Pixie. I took one and done on a breakout trade. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to fight it too much. I gave it back to that 80 mark. It ended up flushing to 450. I think if you're comfortable holding it to 450, fair enough. I just look for another entry point. I think it might, if you do get a long trend trade, it's likely to give you another shot at your maybe breaking. As far as NTP goes, I need to get back to like 375.
I think there goes everything else we are long right now, and we'll see if we can get some profits on this as it goes to the upside. So we're long at 495.70. There we just took some ahead of 96. Let's see the action on this stock and see where we go from here on this trade. So 494.50, not a horrible out at all. So I think $1 is a good little look here for NVIDIA as we keep going now to the upside, making some more moves now. So a nice little win here, 80 cents of money on NVIDIA. But look at the spread, guys. You got to make sure that you're able to get some of this out. Take momentum, take it to the upside here as we look to get out of this NVIDIA. We get out of half right there. About 495, so we're going to trade that in about 495.70. This one back probably to about 495.50. So nice to have this one. Let's see if we can test 497 here on NVIDIA, guys.
Man, you got to be celebrating over there, Brendan, because this NTP just continues to fall here. Testing 250 now. You can pretty much write it off. I don't know if I'm even going to get a shot at that pullback. Pretty much done. So, Jingo, on the other hand, mentioned 140. There was a bit of good support. It tried to break it. It broke that 145. It tried to break 140. It did not snap right back here. Anticipated you would see like 10, 15 cent ranges. So far, that's going to be true. I'll probably look at a scalp off the 140 level the next time it comes back on Jingo. Again, in and out of smaller type wins. Unless you get a move all the way to that $2 range. Maybe that one could be price. Could have some sort of in it. You're still $1. Pushing more there on that TX. But another break 24 gives you like a 250 type of win. Or it's very close to break even on the last third of that position. It's been a nice one for me. Want to make sure we don't turn that winner into a loser overall. I do also want to jump over to, I didn't want to talk about Kodak, we could, but I wanted to jump over to, it was going to be Lyft. Trading Uber there, Sean. Lyft over here. Let's flush all the way back, testing the market. I think
definitely below that this morning. But yeah, this bid is $7.39 on Blink, guys.
All right. What about 1475 here on a little move with CCL? So CCL, a nice little move to the upside right now, catching that 1% plus. Oh, a nice little trade there. We get out there at 66 there for $1 and change on NVIDIA. Let's hold for 57s now and see how high that one can go. But yeah, Neil, you mentioned Lyft, and then Uber all of a sudden we started crashing back down. So I don't know if you were...
That's entirely my fault.
Yeah.
I literally talked about getting into Lyft. I get in, and then the second I do, like they go down. Thankfully speaking, it's gonna be Kate. It's gonna be Kate Post. We will line it up and knock it down on BNCX. All my stock is all but it's hard to that was like throwing it out. It was just before it all came over that.
Now let's see if NVIDIA wants to continue to go to the downside here on a little bit of a breakdown now on the market. So NVIDIA right here, we did cash in nicely out at 496 and change. Then we get into this short right here. Watch out for this to break up lower on this play. But Uber, we got out of that one as well. CCL, we're waiting, and NVIDIA, we got that short. What's up?
If anyone's looking at this HUD, this is a buyout today. HUD $311 million deal. $7.70 per share is being bought by Dufry or Dufry.
get in here on an 86 break as well. I don't see a ton of size standing in the way, so it's more of a technical level. It doesn't really have a big bid or anything like that we have to worry about. Let's see if we can get some duo for the bottom end break. I do still have that MTP. It's basically flat. It's not really moving too much, but I will also take this duo if it comes up $1.50 or $2 or so. I think the other name that we talked about, at least a little bit in relation to BNTX, is Pfizer. BNTX takes the top off. Pfizer just comes all the way down. I'm going to burn myself at some point always wanting to dip buy Pfizer. Just sort of looking at last week or yesterday's action, there was this sort of support down to like 38.50. If it consolidates down there, yeah, you'll probably see you slide in a lot of big Pfizer.
Here on a break. We're going to get back to 82.80 down here where we came from on this. So that's not a bad little risk and reward here. We'll give it downside about 20 plus pennies and see if we can make anything moving up now on AMD. So we're going long on AMD 82.80 will be the breaker spot on the downside. So just cash it a little bit out here if we can in the teens. We got as high there as 25. That was kind of the level that we also did indicate. So back up there, but right now bouncing a little bit. We're waiting at 13 bounces off of us, so we got to get this back at least 83.25 guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up like a 10-minute here for Sorrento for you guys that are watching. This one's not the open. Today is the day I don't have it short. I'm gonna get to MTP with this 10 cents. I'm gonna start taking it off now. I want to hold half of it on a 250 break if I can, sort of 260.
hell, like we took it out there, it does go in the money a couple pennies, but now we're waiting for this thing to come back down. It looks like we're getting out here around this 58 level. That's right where we want it. So if this one falls down, then this one falls down. We'll have to get out of 60. I'm trying this name again. I love system. It's been a good name for us, but not right now. AMD coming back downside again. We cashed out half, so this will be roughly a flat trade again. If we go right back down, I don't know. The moves just aren't really happening. They're not going to the upside here. We're having to wait. We're getting faded. We're making the wins, but then they're not following through. The only big trade that we're able to have on today is AMD. As I look at the board, or sorry, it's NVIDIA. We'll go back to AMD soon. We still have a lot of thank you for area on that one. We're in the we're out of the money 10 pennies, so it's not that much of a worry, but just no follow through. Now we're starting to feel
Yeah, I'm going to go and hit the Yeehaw action for this trade, but mostly because it's a solid win that we talked about. I think you have some kind of that. The reason I think Brendan is because the end one, I know you got this.
upside on AMD, so nice little break on that name, upside, so good trade there. Finally, you know, that one works out for us, so that's a good one. Really happy with AMD. We're not almost out. We've got about a quarter left on this thing. I think we're going to the upside. This is our target set, so we almost got there. As high as 36 there. Wow. That puts orders out, just keeps them popping. One more time. So, again, upside now. If we can keep it now come all the way back down like this is
so far today, U.S. markets back in positive territory. Nicely, we're dealing with the Dow leading the way so far, 0.3% to the upside. The S&P 0.16. You can see NASDAQ was trying to get back into positive territory first, as we mentioned in the pre-market, but kind of struggling here now. Just 0.2% for the 100, 0.1% for the composite. The Russell negative on the day, 0.4% to the downside. Here in Toronto, the TSX struggling. Energy weak with gold miners weak as well, 0.6% to the downside for the TSX. The Bovespa in Brazil, 0.4% if you're joining us from Brazil. Here's a gold miner, Kinross to the downside today, 11.60 down to 11.30. Decent volume on the sell side today for all of the gold names. Watching for some sell pressure in energy stocks as well. Average here, 0.3% for the weekly, but 42.5 down to 43. So a good hold, 43 at the bottom there for gold. If you are looking for support on Enbridge, TD as well. Some of the banks I noticed very weak to start today. However, check out the volume down there. Very, very low on the participation side of things.
Thanks a lot, Brendan. I'm very excited for this, guys. Just have a special announcement to make to you, to make to all of you. Look, you guys love the live show. We're always going to keep it live here for you every single day and free. We're always thinking about ways that we can improve what we can do. And so we're thinking
매도 주문이 체결되었습니다.
just tried again to catch it on the bounce at 25.25. It held the top end of the day so far, so you're getting another range bound at the top end, about 50 cents. 25.75 is a high, 25.25 be the pullback. I'm not going to be shorting this name unless it's below like 24.75, something along those lines. Rocket. I hope some of you guys got this baby because it's a rocket ship. Pardon the pun, guys. It just keeps going.
Yeah, Rocket is moving upside. Thanks, Neil, for that announcement. Look, we're super excited about that for sure. Someone said, would we record it? Yeah, we recorded it, and the members would be able to watch the previous show. So you don't necessarily need to worry about missing it. That's very key. We do get a lot of action on Twitter asking us, hey, I missed the show. What can I do? YouTube obviously is free. This will be a members-only thing, so good on that, and we'll wait to see what the response is going to be. So let's just keep on rocking and rolling, though. In the meantime, Carnival Cruise Lines, again, this is what I'm talking about with the liquidity. Look, nothing happening in the marketplace, yet Carnival just goes from 61 right up to 75 again. So what a surprise there for Carnival Cruise Lines, right back to the upside there. So that's going to end wrong. Nothing to complain about, but really no reason for this. So I think it's a good idea to maybe get some out right now and just kind of lick some of those.
Say 100 million shares. I mean, there's a million things around here. I'll get to Pinduoduo in a second, but look, I said I would take a shot in front of like 135, 130 on Goojo if it came down there. Yeah, we just got there right now, so I started building something at 137 just to show you guys the level. I mean, there is, look, it's 100 million shares are done, so it's not going to care too much about a quarter million on the bid, but it's a decent enough size. 130 is the issue price. I'm taking my shot. We do have that Pinduoduo on the 80, or short on the 86 break. It's only in the money like 10, 15 pennies at a time here, guys. So not much movement there. It is working, just not by a heck of a lot. Brendan, what do you got?
WFC, guys, watch some of the banks here, and just a little bit of a note. WFC coming out saying that they're going to resume some of the job cuts that they announced earlier this year. They're going to put them on pause during the pandemic, but looks like that is going to be resumed. So Wells Fargo here in negative territory, not a huge move, but did get a little bit of a spike on those guys.
All right, we're pretty good here on Pinduoduo as well, Neil. Oh, there it is. Okay, a big flush there. I was not expecting that. Nice little win for us as well. I know you have it. I have a decent amount of shares as well here. Finally taking it for the second time on that break. So now we're going to give it a little bit of a shot. There, yeah, smash the like, smash everything. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Of course, my bid was down here in the 20s. We only got to the 40s, but we did take some out. They're 48. On Pinduoduo. Now here it comes downside, screaming to the downside, a nice little 40-cent chicken dinner winner. See if we get some out now and some out later, but we do like this trade right here.
Yeah, I just took the scalp out on the 50 size seller that I just took some out on. But I think, look, ultimately we talked about this level. If it were to go, you still have the actual bottom from the pre-market 84 lingering. I think that's going to be the target for me on the rest of the shares here. And if it breaks 84, that's another trade in itself. So nice little win here. I'll get to Goojo, which is bouncing to the upside. So that's the money, a couple pennies. Looking for like 145. I think it's by the top on that one. But well done here on Pinduoduo.
Yeah, 82.80 gonna break here. I don't know why. It's 70.75 here on AMD. So AMD, look, was a good winner. We'll get back a little bit on this stock right now, but we got out on that big bump, moving backside. And it's silly if I get out of everything, so we're gonna hold a little bit now. Coming back down here, AMD will get flushed out right now. We should get out of AMD already. 75 was the order to go. Don't know why we didn't get out to 31.75. Sorry, this is up here. Come on, AMD up there. Now 82.58 downside here on AMD. Don't know why that didn't crack, but here comes the crack.
I see a 10-cent spread, having a hard stop at a specific round number price just never makes any sense to me. Let's see it actually try to trade through that range and make a decision. So I'll have it up on one of my level 2s so I can do it manually here. Not over trading today, so I have the ability to sort of monitor a few things. So I want to see if I can get in, shy that 30 range with little shorts. If you're fighting a trend, it shows an upward trend. You want to make sure you have both in, out, and the readiness and the discipline to take it. So I'm going to stick with that. Pin duo, still heading southbound here, but I'll get back to Givo in a second. That looks like it's took out the bottom, so that long probably comes heading to the top. Coming all the way back in to see the whole issue price come through. Awesome.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah, it's great. We're taking a couple trades out there. We just get one right there at 30, so good. I'm not sure if we can get that, but we did get it. Maybe we'll do it down there at 30, so that's the 40 plus penny win. I do like the 85 trade to the downside as well, but right now we're just kind of bouncing around on the here. Maybe it's a little bit more out here before the alternate fraction next year down to 85. So we're not sure.
Let's do this one. I can't do it in real life. But this platform got fast with action on that. Look me fall to that. I got all my hair here. Let's see if we can't get through 25. But a nice little 20-cent win for the next quarter. We'll continue to hold this one. I might slap my stock down for a break 230 definitively. I might slap my stock down. The trend has been all down. Watch. Brennan mentioned we didn't see any material news. I got it a little bit late, but late to the party, still dressed well. For sure, trading that TV.
Yeah, I'm going to get back on this side. Just so not easily, but so nicely. And another good trade there for everybody. PBD, a nice trade on Pinduoduo. We just cashed out at 27 as well. So back-to-back shorts at this level, trying to make everything back. And again, it's just getting involved too early. I think on some of these names, you take this and like I talked about, the liquidity was just too much. Like I get stopped out there and stopped out at that top range. But right now we're waiting for 85 to break with a big trade here on Pinduoduo. And then CCL trying to get some 80s. It stopped at 80 a couple times. We're long at 76, but we're trying to get a little bit on 80, and then we'll get some rest out upside. Hopefully that we can get to 50, like we just mentioned earlier. Nothing yesterday at 50, so let's break through 80, and then there it goes 82, 83. Nice little win there. So siren alert on CCL. Hopefully you guys have that, and we're able to hold that back down. Here goes PBD, some size on the bid. Getting taken out, no problem there. We can go to the downside. We got a big win happening for us on PBD. But right now, back over to the screen. It's upgrade to downgrade.
매수 주문이 체결되었습니다.
downgrade. Lots of them from the energy group. This one upgraded today, Oxy, but doesn't matter, still falling. Oxy, along with oil prices, DHI, DR Horton. It's trying here at 74. Every time it gets down to 74, it holds. Decent volume behind this as well, but couldn't get above that 75 area on that last push to the upside, even with that number. Was kind of in line with expectations, but a little bit on the light side, guys. Back over.
Thank you very much there, Brendan. I just got into that show. We're going to start that position in front of like 30 even. I got some 70. We'll take some maybe in the 80s as well. I do want to jump over to what I thought might be a bottom break in the pattern. It's going to be Neo bouncing to the upside here. Let's take a look at these guys. Look, 14.20. The current high double top action that it's making. That's what draws my attention. Look, you miss out on the opening range break trade. Looking forward to helping as many people as we can. 14. So I've adjusted my stop here back down now that we've taken out some profits. Like we keep mentioning here, we don't want to turn winners into losers now. So we're going to give this one back to about 64, 65 now on CCL. So we took some out already. Nice little trade through 80. We did talk about that. We're long at 76. So trying to make this one happen on the upside right now of CCL. So a good trade there. We saw AT&T with some big, KSS is down now to $19. So Kohl's down to this $19.
매도 주문이 접수되었습니다.
This week, earlier on in the week, and now we're coming back down in. That's Kohl's looking to do some damage. And someone said, does Apple only go up? Well, I mean, it does come down sometimes, but not often enough. If you're shorter, watch out for 481. It looks like right now Apple does make a high there of 484. Looking to break through 483 right now. That is Apple. We'll look at Microsoft for you when we get back. What's up, Brad?
Just an update on this Pixie, guys. We're talking about $5. That's
매수 주문이 접수되었습니다.
$6 on Pixie. 72% move, 45 million shares. All I can see is they announced they're moving their company headquarters to Miami. This is a staffing company, employment firm. So nice move here, to say the least, for PIXY, guys.
There's a video break.
There we go. Let me just flush myself down the toilet on that Pixie because I did take a shot at the breakout trade and I got shaken out of this trade to the long side, and I guess I didn't have enough conviction in it. And to be perfectly honest, when we talk about the news, I mean, it's hard to have that much conviction just looking at price action, so that's going to be a fail for me. It's not a gigantic kick because you have to stop, but man, look at this price from the upside. I'm going to be looking to sell this at some point, and that's not really enough of a catalyst here to sustain a move all day, but you have to wait for it. Maybe we'll get a parabolic move up that actually gives you a haul, but you know this can happen. 6 even just turned around, but you also went to that daily chart. We did mention this level here that I thought would have been a bit of resistance, 580. It didn't. There's your 630 price. This is in the middle where it would turn, which I don't usually love, to be honest with you guys. So I would have preferred like a 6 or 630 area turn as opposed to right here, right now. But if it does here, maybe we'll take a shot here at 515. Break to the downside. I'll run that all the way back. We lost 10% turn, but I don't like how far you have to give it.
probably interested in TikTok. So we had Twitter, we had Oracle, we had Microsoft. Now apparently Blackstone, BX here in New York, not really doing it.
매도 주문이 체결되었습니다.
But interesting look, guys.
Yeah, we'll lose about 5 to 10 cents. A couple of amounts there on Neo top side trade. It breaks the high, you can't hold on, guys. You take it in the team, you get out of it in front of 25. But I want to get back to Shill. We did take that rollover trade. I did want to add to my position for the 30. We did get 28.7, 29.70s. I'm looking for a break of 29 even here, then getting out of the low day. About $1 worth of a winner. If it does not break 29, maybe I'll trail it and then get out for like a 40 or 50 cent win.
Hi trading family, I hope your day is going great so far. If you joined us for the first time, please subscribe and catch us live every day. And please share the link with your friends and post it on social media. Let the world know about our great community. And guys, smash the like button and back to traders.
Yes, sir. Back to us right now. We have NVIDIA on board right now with a nice little winner. 498.80, 498.80 break. We get 95s. Cash them out there, 33s for a nice little 40+ cent win. We're going to give this one all the way back down here. 497, I believe I put the order in. Yeah, 497 and 3/4. So that's about $1 worth of risk there for that. So we're thinking that this can break through now 500. So we'll wait to see if that does come through. But we'll have another order upside at 499.80. And if that comes, great. If not, we got to give this one a little bit of a shot here, giving it about $1. Look, we normally would give NVIDIA more space than this, but because we're at such a key level 500, we could get a fade right back down. And you don't want to give up what we've made here early on NVIDIA. We did just take out about 25% there for that 40 cents. So even if it does drop down, which it's, now it's coming right back down. So you got to watch out for
4 매도 주문이 체결되었습니다.
I just got out of that shill because it kind of wicked me out here. I talked about that consolidation off 29. I said if it held, I'd get back out and lock in like the 40 cent win. That's what I ended up doing. It feels like I might have gotten tricked here. If 29 breaks, I might jump into this position one more time, more of like a momentum play into the low of day with a sort of a quick out, quick trigger out for a secondary push. But look at this bid here, Sean. Pinduo Duo at 85. I think if that goes, we'll be both very, very, very happy here.
Yeah, we would be. And I dumped just a few of my shares there, but check out Genius Brands, Brendan. You might want to look at them quickly. Nice little move upside here, breaking through 122. Now making that move to 135. Genius Brands up 12+% right now. So watch out for that video. Just 136, 140. Maybe the upside. We'll go long 140 and see if this one has any legs to it. Coming back down to 132 and change there. Really nothing happening here. Other than actually back up to 120 on Gray. So we'll see here. Genius Brands possibly lose right on top of that. If that does have anything behind it, we will be there. So, but other than that, man, here comes some size at 140.
once again for Genius Brands. Also, Rocket, guys, all-time highs for RKT.
Yeah, I just noticed. Yeah, I just noticed that breaking through Rocket there, breaking through 27 and change. Should have been on that one super early. You guys indicated that early on in the chat, and that would have been a good one there. So 2680, having a problem with 2680, but I think that's a good call. Take right now, 2680 guys.
Yeah, Rockets is absolutely rocket ship. We can keep talking about Sorrento. I do think a couple of legs in here just to update 1025 is going to be my average, right? I'm literally not going to take anything out. We're going to be close to the 1050 mark, like in the 40s or so. And then I'm looking to see if we can back. It's got to hold this level. Pin duo, meaning to go with the break even on the rest of it. I'm looking for the absolute minimum of the 84. You're going to see it start to move around. So I don't want to break too far past 86 even, shorter 85. I just got to make sure we get early traffic.
Apple's still motoring on side now. Unbelievable this name just keeps on going uphill. All-time highs for Apple. Should have been on this earlier, but we were not. What a big trade. That was Apple rocking.
Yeah, just want to check back in with Tesla just the other day. Didn't give it a dip by. That was my first sort of look was to see if you get a dip in 2000 and test it. Didn't happen. It does support 2025 to the upside. I wasn't thinking about anything short, unless it literally broke it down to that 2000. Video looks like it's going to break even on the second half of that position. But now Tesla, I think 2100 is going to be like fading into that type of thing. The other day was pretty successful with this discount rate. We have anticipation taking get it quick. Make sure you got the right market access and access to trade like that. This is a little difficult for people to be watching. It might give some consolidation at the bottom. 1013
so far today. That's an interesting shot. TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors. There we go. Also having a nice day here. 1.75%. Guys just came back into 78 there. Held quite nicely on a decent ball.
Like as if this happens again to me here on NVIDIA. I mean, look at this. Like we get wigged out right there, making this initial trade flat when it's doing exactly what we want to. Watch out for 500 here. 500 is close to the all-time highs. 502.23 all-time highs here on NVIDIA. We'll take it on a break through. So let's just wait to see what happens here on NVIDIA. Upside now.
level a couple of days ago at 69. It just tested through that after pre-market tops here and then failed back in. So 70 even did get tested and ran back down. I'm going to take the second break and see if the 69 works the second time through. I do like this opportunity. I think you can take some out in front of 70 and then hold some through that 70 even break, and then it gets you all the way to like 72 to 75 for upside. Look at the hard bottom that it put in. It's a tremendous on volume as well, guys. So volume picking up on CVAC. I'll take the 69 break the second time, run it into that 70, and maybe even add to the position through 70 even. So CVAC back on the radar, people.
Okay, NVIDIA just tanks there for us, which is not good because we're long. So we need to watch out for NVIDIA making moves now. Hopefully upside, but it just does make that move. So we're not going to drop it until we get somewhere down here, man. 497 and change. We got to try to hold this one as much as we can, but NVIDIA making that move back through 500 right now. So yeah, we held it and try and take this move upside, but right now not working out for us. That's NVIDIA trying to get through 500. It hits, it stops, and now turns around and just bouncing off this level right here. That's NVIDIA once again coming down to the downside. What is this? 497, 81. Here it comes crashing back down. That name is NVIDIA making moves to the downside right here, guys. Brandon,
if you remember last week, guys, I think Thursday or Friday, numbers could go. In fact, we were talking about NVIDIA will likely see upside here.
Area fantastic. I'm not going to take anything out until it cracks like 1040. So gets into this chop range, maybe gets us back to VWAP. That's the thing. It's got to be worth the risk to reward here. We had a multi-day level there at that 10 that we liked, so we go long in front of it, and we need to. You got to make sure the risk to reward is going to make sense for you. We're long at 25, and if I'm going to give it 25 cents, I got to start taking profit at around that price range on the first like third of that position. So let's go SRNE. We're in the money, but not nearly enough compared to what we're trying to get. Somehow Pinduoduo did not stop me out. So we hold 86. That's good for us here. We are short 85.90. I actually could have considered a reload. It's not a horrible idea given the trend. You know what, if it gives me another shot of like 85, like 70 or 80, maybe I'd add to the position, keep that same break-even stop, and then slide it down. If it breaks 85, it gives me two cracks. I can get out in front of it some and still hold for that 84 target. So probably should have done it the first time. Let's see if we can't do it a second time through shorting in front of that 86 with the same area stop there on Pinduoduo.
Yeah, good trade there on PDD. I had that as well, as you know. And here goes Microsoft. Wow, what a catapult. We're not winning nearly as much as we're losing on NVIDIA, but bang, why is my chart not loading there? Okay, we got to refresh this. Right now my NVIDIA chart's stuck, so we'll close it. But you can see Microsoft, we're long at 215 right now. It's at 215.70, so making the moves right now on NVIDIA, on Microsoft. Wow, a nice little 80+ cent win to go. Yeah, thanks guys. I'm just gonna get my chart back up here. It should take a second, and here we go, loading, 3, 2, 1. Right now Microsoft, here we go. Boom, there it is. Okay, 214.50. This is a 3-minute chart. We'll put it back down to a 1. We've got a nice little win on this one. 80+ cents now to the upside on Microsoft. We did dump some in the 50s, but wow, what a big move happening right now on Mr. Softy. Good little retracement back upside through 215. Thanks for bringing that out. Finally, a breakout here working today for us. That's Microsoft.
Yeah, I'm seeing Genius Brand sort of pull back in here, and a similar thing happening into Rocket. I haven't gotten any ideas to go short on either one of those names yet. It's just Sorrento to the long side, trying to get back into some Pinduoduo, but just watching and tracking Genius to see where it can hold up. 125 does seem like it could be a little bit of support. I do want to jump you back to MTP, and then Brendan, of course, and I both involved looking at this short trade. I had a target of that 225. I think I told you that several times here. It is starting to round out and find support down at 240. So, you know, you're in the money on a 264 short, about that 10%. I'm going to slide my stop down, make sure I lock it in. If it crosses back north above 250, I'm going to take it out. Otherwise, still going to look for that out in front of 225, guys. But moving my stop from break even to 250 area on MTP. Brennan, what do you have?
I just saw this PGen, PGEN on the NASDAQ. Not seeing any significant news on this name, but nice look nevertheless, 15% to the upside. Nice technical break on the daily chart through 6 on decent volume. So a trending move here for PGEN, guys.
Like, we're still holding on for this. Look at Microsoft go. Like,
Darn it, not darn it. I mean, it's a great trade. We throw the cash around here on Softy. Those of you know that when we get involved with Mr. Softy, it's normally a good thing. And look at this thing rocket upside 215 long, now making moves up and away. So a big trade. But the one stock that's not working out for us right now is NVIDIA, and it just keeps on falling downside right here. We did take a 500 long. We got some out there at 499, but now we got to let this try to make a move back to the upside now. NVIDIA, it looks like it wants to fade through. Our out's going to be down here at 496 and change. So we're going to give NVIDIA a shot now and hope for the best. At those breaking points where we were last time, we saw this move up from 497 all the way up to 500, hoping that it can find a bottom here and bounce once again for us. That's NVIDIA looking to make moves to the upside. Other than that, we have a small little trade on CCL, which already came out. So we washed this one out off a nice little 80 move. Now CCL making a bottom at 1459, now coming back down. So watch out. We'll get out of the rest of these if it breaks through 1450. But right now, that is CCL, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to give you guys the BNTX, which was, my top stock on the day, obviously. We had that great sort of short that turned it into an even better reversal to the long side, off 72.20. However, this last I checked in is where I told you guys I wanted to go short. This is where it's about to break, and I might take a 73 short instead of getting what I actually really wanted in a bit of a range-bound trade, short in front of 75. Speaking of ranges, why not drop and let you guys know what's coming on a little bit later on. We're going to be dropping another one of our educational videos. I know you guys love them. It is on range-bound trading, and I just missed a good range-bound trade, and we'll talk about how you can identify and, of course, how you can profit from trading within a range when stocks aren't moving or maybe they have predictable movement. It can be just as good as when they're breaking out and giving you all kinds of parabolic moves.
Larry is so
Certainly
serious
right
there.
here, BNTX would have given you a good one in front of 75, but I still like the 73 break. I'll take 2 shots at it short. If it bounces here, I'll be looking to short in front of 75 again, maybe a little more aggressively. I should have removed the first time. Instead of sitting passively on the offer at the price I wanted, I should have paid the spread. An extra 15 pennies probably would have been well worth it to get a $1.50 move. I think that math makes sense, and if you don't, maybe you shouldn't be trading. 73 break I'll take as well, but first look, if it bounces, I want like 74.50-ish as an entry point at BNTX. Looking short this time after that nice long we had earlier.
There it is. That's the fireworks. Is that 1,000 already? No,
What?
700 fireworks. Oh, was that you that hit the fireworks? Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. You're doing the dance at 1,000. Oh, welcome, Amir. Thank you so much for becoming a new member with us here, Amir. And we will definitely thank everybody and all of our members. We hit the home run on Microsoft as that now making new highs. We'll find out the all-time high on this one, nowhere near, but we are making new moves on Microsoft as the future's trying to go. But the big one for me is still waiting on this NVIDIA to start running. What up, Beep?
Another one to look at here, guys. News aftermarket yesterday on Evolent Health, EVH. Was just double checking to see what exactly it was. Engage Capital looks like reporting a larger stake in the company. So a bit of a pop up here. Look at the daily chart on this thing. $6 up to 14 in the past month or so. So just breaking to recent highs here for EVH, guys.
And I do get the trigger on BioNTech, BioNTech, BNTX. They're 72.85 we'll get on the 73 break. So oddly enough, we pay 15 cents on the spread, exactly what we should have paid back at 75. But we'll see if we can't run this one down to that opening range area. We had that short initially off of like 71.80. So this is a dollar better, but looking at some of the same targets, guys. The break point was 72.20. That was where it pivoted to the upside and it was a long after being a short. So first out will be in front of that. And then from there, you're looking at the actual opening range bottoms. That's around that 71 even. So if we get that, we'll be absolutely thrilled. There goes Pinduoduo. About to test 85 again, so a couple of good shorts on. Pinduoduo, a lot of resistance at that 85. I do think hopefully BNTX does not have the same level of resistance at 72, but I'll take some off in front of you either way.
Yeah, to say the least here as we go. Okay, Pinduoduo, yeah, we got out of Pinduoduo. We got triggered out of that one on an 85.50 break, but Pinduoduo, good stock for us today. We did take that short initially and took a little bit out and then a little bit more out there, and then ultimately out on the top, and then look at this, down here to 85. It resisted. Actually, it looks like it did break at some point there, down to 85.84, but that was enough. Now making moves back to the upside. So my biggest position on right now by far
is this one. We're still holding it. It's the NVIDIA long, trying to get it through 500. We're hoping for the same kind of thing to happen once again on a break back to the upside here of NVIDIA, breaking back up above 500 here would be pretty good. Rocket Mortgage making moves and GEVO making moves to 150 now. Again, GEVO now looking at nice move from 132 all the way back to the upside here, getting some volume behind it. 121 million shares on the day, but we are ready to go right now. Oh, there's it. Just before we go, quickly, thank you to our new, not a new member here, but thank you so much for this $5 there. Peter, sharing Tesla profits. Everybody likes that. Yeah, you're right. Hit that like button, buddy. Everybody on the show, please give us some money, not some money, some love on that like, and good on you for that profit taking there with Tesla. Big time trading over the last couple of days, Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, sector time. Let's have a look at the S&P and see what is moving the market so far today. 0.14% for the overall S&P 500 in positive territory. Most of the strength you can see coming from the consumer discretionary and industrial groups so far today. We talked about that one. Deere, what a move. 4% still for DE. Nice look for them off of earnings. FedEx as well, I noticed 1.5% here, having a nice day so far. Southwest is higher, but some of the other airlines here, AAL, UAL in particular, to the downside. So Southwest standing out as strong so far today in the airlines group. Tech stocks back to the downside today outside of NVIDIA. Big 2.5% move to the upside, but the rest of the semiconductor group, in fact, in negative territory, including that one there, Micron, down 0.8%. SNPS was earnings. Keys also earnings. Apple 2.5% to the upside. This group strong today as well. We were talking about consumer discretionaries. Win 4.3%. They talked about raising some debt yesterday. So a nice look for Win. I lost them. Here we go. MGM, LVS, and Hilton all in positive territory. Some of the retail group also looking quite strong so far. Target, Ulta Beauty there, and TJX 1.9% to the upside. So this group, consumer discretionaries and the industrial strong, but tech stocks are weak. And then way over here, material stocks also helping to the downside today, and the real estate group. So utilities as well to the downside there. But those three plus the industrials kind of leaving the market overall flat. So we're seeing a lot of individual names offsetting some individual names once again. 0.13%, guys, for the S&P 500. Back over to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Brendan. 496 and change here on NVIDIA. We're going to look to have to get out some of these, unfortunately, if it does keep going down. 497 break hasn't happened yet, but if it does, we got to get out of some of these as it's just too much. And then we'll hold the rest down here through 496. So yeah, it looks like it's turning down, turning away from us here off this $500 break. So not going to be a good trade there, but the S&P just needs to rally a bit, and maybe we can make that move that it made last time. But yeah, it doesn't look good here on NVIDIA. So we'll wait to see if that one can crack down below 497. Not that we want that to happen, but that is going to be our out if that does come through. So that's 497, and then we'll give the rest to this 496 level before getting out ultimately of everything there if it doesn't go. But still holding out hope for 500. But right now the future's going and this one not. So we're going to dump that very soon. Microsoft, we did get out. This was the big win for sure. 215 break all the way up here to 216.20. Good trading on Microsoft, but we did dump the rest. As I was just saying, we noticed the futures just keep on falling here, so we can't take too much more pain on this. So we're going to get ready to dump it and look for the next trade for you. Facebook red today also, so that one looks like it's turning over as well. Facebook.
Sean, we used to have a reloaded key. I don't think I actually have it anymore, but okay, I reloaded on BNTX. We did, like I mentioned, 72.20 was the breakthrough price. I was short in front of it. I reversed to the long. That was the great one we got a couple of bucks on. I did take some shares out in front, so you quickly get that like 70 cent or 60 to 70 cent type scalp trade, and then you would load back into it in front of VWAP one more time. Ultimately, I will keep rinsing and repeating, getting shares out in front of 72.25, holding hopefully for a test of 71 even. It's been my top stock of the day, and as much as I'm happy about that, we show you our winners, we show you our losers. Not a big loser, but it's rather embarrassing anyways. Let's look at GEVO. I mentioned on the way down I was going to take a shot in front of 135. You might have heard Brendan mention something about a share offering at $1.30. So maybe, just maybe, there would be support at $1.30. You would have seen it at the pre-market hold twice, and then you want to see it hold right here. Yeah, well, maybe I should have held it to 130. The only good news here is I didn't make bottom wick, so there you go. I didn't make that low since the open, but I did miss out on what was 15% return. It is holding the top here, so I'm going to go back into this in front of $2 and $2.20. I think those are great levels, but it's holding this 160 opening high. Maybe that's going to be a breakout potential type trade there. If it takes it, maybe I'll go short at like 58 and reverse it along at 61. Brennan, what do you got?
FLDM just popping up on volume list here, guys. FLDM 12%. Nice little break here of 875, which was this kind of pivot from early on this morning. Watch $9 here. And then this wick on the daily chart way up there is going to be 930. So nice look so far for FLDM on higher relative volume, guys.
All right, we did get out of some NVIDIA, so we fall in the hole, but we are looking to maybe get back in on a 498 break. So we'll see if we can get that going back upside. 498, we'll take a few more shares there and then give it back to that bottom one more time to see if it breaks through 496 there on the bottom. But we did have to get out. We did talk about why that does come through. So yeah, we get out there at 497 break. So that was a bad trade there for NVIDIA, but we will get back in here. We still are holding a little bit of the trade. So we'll see back down here. 498 in a quarter. We'll take a long if it goes one more time. And then if not, then we will be getting back out of that at 497 and change if it doesn't go. But we got out of that just in case it breaks down. Facebook braces itself for Trump to cast doubts. So whatever that means, that was just through there. So Facebook getting ready to probably absorb some of the blow on a possible, election fraud. But we'll see there. I think Facebook's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, yep. Facebook, they have done a good job. I don't usually advise standing in front of a train, but when you do, make sure you have a key level to work off of. That was the case in Sorrento. I literally picked it up on the way down, not even on the way up. It does hold that 10. What I really should have done is when it bounced off of 10 even here, I got to be able to get some shares on the way back up, and you can see how violent that move was in my favor. I did take the first leg out at 42. As I said, once it cracked in the 40s, I would begin to take profits all the way in through VWAP. Ultimately, I think I can get back to that 1065 range. As long as 10 holds, I'll be long in Sorrento. I just wish I had been shorting through 11 as well. Brennan, what do you got?
I was actually just reading that story as well on Facebook there as it came out. Basically, what they're saying is they're preparing, is the word I'm looking for, preparing multiple different strategies to implement if Trump goes on Facebook and declares that the election was a fraud, or if he won the election when in fact he didn't. So they're coming up with multiple different strategies and approaches to what they're going to do to deal with those events, guys.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that makes a little more sense than what I was reading there. But yeah, getting ready to potentially protect themselves from anything there that comes. So good on Facebook for that. Nice to see them being proactive there. Okay. So now we go long again. We're going to give this one more shot to the bottom side here of 497, probably down here, 497 quarters or so on NVIDIA. But we are back long right now on this name, looking for this to get pushed back up to 500 now on a little bit of a false breakout there. Twice we got hit on that move. So now we'll give it one more chance here to go. But that's NVIDIA giving it one more shot, Neil.
Yeah, just gonna get back to this Pixie. I mean, look, I talked about wanted to find a short. I wasn't able to catch it on that consolidation. You see the flush that comes in. And this is the thing. If you're going to be shorting on the way back of a parabolic move, you've got to accept the fact that you might miss it. Instead of picking the top and standing in front of the train, which is very, very dangerous shorting a move like that, I think it is better to try to catch it on the way down. Downside, of course, is you are going to miss out on from time to time. That's what happened here in Pixie. There was a couple of bottoms worth looking at. 425 sticks out like a sore thumb. I got wicked out here at about 475, but I like this sort of 450 to 460 as well. If it bases out, maybe there's a secondary push in Pixie. A lot of times those moves don't materialize until the afternoon, but I might take a shot here. Not back through 5, more on consolidation in front of 450, and then at 425 would be the ultimate stop out if you are taking that trade to the long side, guys. I'm giving BioNTech the reload up to about 73.50, so we'll hang on to that one. I do want to jump back to MTP. It does continue its slide down. I did move my stop. We're in the money now, just shy of 25 cents. 264 short, looking to get out in front of 225 somewhere. Nice winner on MTP, even though we're late to the party. It's a fantastic trade, short side, just shorting a pop there at a 265. Brennan, what do you got?
Guys, from earlier in the week, we had earnings on Kirkland earlier in the week that were good. KIRK another day to the upside here. Just got rejected at 13. Decent volume behind this move again today for KIRK. Nice looking daily chart on this one as well, guys.
Yeah, that's gold. Is that gold, I believe? Because Kirkland Mining, I know, here
That's
in
yeah.
Canada is definitely gold. But okay, NVIDIA right now, we did take another long here, 498.30 and change. So now we're trying to get back going, back to the upside now on this name. We've already taken the bath, but maybe we get another break through 500 here to go. So that could be good for sure if it does want to go, but we'll have to wait on that one. I do see Nikola as well here, up to 40. I think this could be a decent break, breaking through VWAP right here, coming up to 40. You got $40.16 on the mind right here for a 1 minute chart. You break this down to a 3 minute, it even looks even better for the long here, breaking through VWAP on both, and there's that 39.95 level, so you can take that and watch out for that. But the bottom 39 even basically on Nikola, so that's making a move now back to the upside. As again, let's check out Tesla just real quick here. 250, 260, there 2,000 of course, and $50 bouncing around, not doing much. Look, the move was early on this name, all the way back up, then all the way back down, and then it just kind of been back and forth here, kind of like it was in the afternoon, trying to test that $2,000 yesterday. Like you could see, just up and down and not much happening once we were near that 2,000. I'm wondering if the same thing's kind of happening here at a 2050 pivot. And look, if we get going again, obviously the market needs to take off, but maybe not actually, 2,090 up here, the high of the day, 2,080. So watch out for 2,100 maybe, Neil? I don't know, but the big name right now for me is going to be NVIDIA on watch, trying to get this thing back to 500, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost going to be a must that on watch again for me is going to be Gevo. I did talk about that 160 top. I will take a shot. If it takes out the opening range, it did give a test, so a lot of people look at that short like I just sort of did and missed out and are thinking, yeah, I'll take another crack at it if it holds the lower high. I'm going to get rid of that order. Let's forget about that. If it takes out this lower high and makes a run at 160, it's going to break a lot of stops at that point, so I want to be long in the event of that. I will probably take at least one shot with a tight stop short in front of it, but it's all about the reverse long. It's also all about money when you talk about trading. Money talks around here, but also Brendan is going to talk a little bit about crypto and currencies at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, Money Talks. Let's have a look at currency land so far today. We're seeing a little bit of a bounce back in the US dollar, so a lot of these things going to be negative today. There's also a big move in the pound again. Very volatile week on the British pound. We did break above this consolidation, so we were in this nice tight consolidation. This is an hourly chart, so we're going back to the beginning of June as far as this move to the upside. So consolidation, break above to 132.50, but very volatile week. Some of the Brexit negotiations with other countries still underway as far as trade is concerned, really kind of stalling out at the end of the week. So back to the downside, almost a full percent here, 0.9%, 130.9 for the pound. The euro also down significantly, 0.7%, 117.8. The Canadian dollar pulling back ever so slightly, about 0.1%. We had the Australian dollar and New Zealand to the downside today as well. The Aussie leading the way, 0.5% into negative territory. Cryptos have been pretty muted so far this week, but Bitcoin negative ever so slightly, 0.8, and Ethereum as well, 2%. Back to that 400 level for Ethereum. Let's go back to Neil.
Yeah, so no breakout in Tesla just yet, but you can certainly say that Apple is and approaching that $500 range. I will probably be taking a shot in front of it. I mean, you are standing in front of a bit of a train when you do that, but it's about seeing what is there on the level 2 when you jump up to that price. It's to give you that quick turnaround trade where you can short somewhere in the 99 range and then just get a quick little retracement, maybe to like 95 or 96. Risk to reward has to be good. You have to have a good reliable stop so that if 500 does break, you're crossed up aggressively. You know you're going to get out. There should be, I mean, there's fantastic liquidity. Apple does 25 million shares before lunchtime here on a $500 stock. So I'll probably be looking at this one similar to a Tesla 2000. You don't have to be married to the idea. You don't have to take it, but certainly going to have a look. If we get up to 500 on Apple, you can see me possibly jump into a short trade for a scalp idea, just a quick retracement. A lot of people might hit the sell button if it doesn't immediately break through. One stock from yesterday was great. that we missed out on today is going to be Blink charging. But it is coming back to what looks like a key level here at about 715. That was a great short off the open for a few days in a row now, down 10%. So it's going to be short sell restricted. But I'm looking at this retracement. It couldn't bust back through 715, 716. It's now trying another time. This could give you a potential scalp breakout to like 30s or 40s, but if it holds, I'm going to be looking to short, continue this trend to the downside on Blink. You can only short on uptick if you want to have this trade, but it could be a nice little break. So if it breaks up, I'm going to be long. You'll see that trigger in at like 20 or 21. Otherwise, the long grid holds. I might take something to the south side on a 7 even break with the same stop that I would use to go long as an out for the possible short.
U.S. firms can use WeChat in China. Okay. All right. Going upside. Okay. Let's look at another Chinese name right now. Let's look at Neo to go. A lot of traders like to look at this name on the board, and normally it's because it does a lot of volume. And today, 36 million does look like a decent amount of volume for Neo. So let's just have a quick look at some of the levels here. On this is again a 3-minute chart. VWAP all the way back here. You're looking at some consolidation. Let's check back in on our Microsoft trade before we do anything else. A nice little long through 215. So I'm trying to go again. So I think that this is possible. I mean, I'm already pretty long here on NVIDIA. So that was a big mistake getting out there. We should have held the rest and we would be okay. But we are long again. So let's see how high NVIDIA wants to go back through 500. I think this is the long that I want to sit with for right now instead of getting into Microsoft. But maybe we should be back into something else. We're flat on AMD today, believe it or not. But it did make a move all the way back down. We got some out there and some out here, but NVIDIA, this is a good one. Looking to break its VWAP through 83, but AMD. I can't be long AMD and NVIDIA at the same time. That to me doesn't make much sense because if the semis tend to fall, then I'm going to be in big time trouble myself there. Look at GIVO though, Neil.
Nasdaq's absolutely running. I am looking at GIVO, but the Nasdaq approaching, actually breaking 1115.50 there. So big time move to the upside. You see a lot of these names pushing up. That GIVO it's still in that consolidation range. I actually like it a little bit better if I could have got like 55 short because it has to be a tight stop at that high end trade. Sorrento still not moving off of that 25 area where I'm long. I got 1/3 out, still holding the rest, see if it can hold the bottom. But the story right now is the NQ busting to the upside and Apple 91 last I checked. I'm going to take a shot in front of 500 if it looks good. Brennan, what do you have for us?
Just going to flip back over to Janon, Jan, a little one that's been going crazy this week. Past couple of days, went from 5 up to 750 this morning. This thing's been halted once already. I can't really find too much in the way of a significant catalyst behind this, but nice move again today for JAN, up 11%. Guys.
I wasn't going to be going short on CVAC. I was looking for a possible long break. I did mention this one to you guys after the strong move up, but it's bouncing a couple of times off VWAP, and it looks to me like if 66, like 3/4, 66.50 does break, maybe even 67, somewhere in that range is probably going to be a nice little flip to the short for me. So it's now on the radar. I still like the second push through 69 at some point. If it does take that out, I will take it long. I still have that order locked and loaded, ready to go. But I can reverse into the short. I think we might have to pay for those and price it out. If the locates are worth it, like under 10 cents or so per share, I'll go for that at 66.50 on CVAC. Of course, that's a recent IPO. I already told you a little bit about GIVO. But I also want to get over to Genius Brands. And we were talking about this on the move up. Didn't really see any news here. It's about to test the high again. If I don't have a catalyst or a reason why this bad boy is going up, yeah, I'm gonna try to fade it in front of this 138, 140. 140 is the actual high, like 139. So we'll try to fade this one on basically what I see is no news. If there was news, maybe I would stay away from it. If I find out that there is a real solid catalyst to Genius Brands, I'll probably just drop the trade altogether. But I'll short this one in the mid 30s, out in front of a 140, and see if it can't get back to this 128 VWAP. So Genius Brands, you're gonna see me pop into short any second now. BioNTech does stop me out there at the high. Not high, that's 73.50. So we've had a couple of good wins there. We'll take a hit on our third trade in BNTX.
Okay, here's a big win finally for us back on NVIDIA. But we've already taken the bath, so we need this to go through 500 here, and if it does, then we'll be good. I mean, this just got triggered at 497. Not even really sure why that happened when we were trying to go down here to 496, but that's okay. We give that a little bit of space, and now we're getting out of some of our 498 and change up here, 500. So good little level to get some out now on NVIDIA, which we've been doing. Look at the futures coming crashing down just a little bit now, so you got to watch out. Don't be too greedy on this trade, but NVIDIA right now nicely in the money, about $1.50 here, long at 498.40. Now it's down to about $1, so that's a good trade. Nevertheless, but 499.25 right now is a good little spot. We'll see about taking some more out if we can there, but we do want to hold this for a possible 500 break. But as Neil said, NASDAQ been moving here, so that's the bump up now for NVIDIA, so we don't want to look this gift horse in the mouth right here. But let's throw it over to Valeria, who you've been waiting for with the European update.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe mostly in a negative territory today, though Russia is up 0.1%. Sweden is up 0.22%, and Warsaw is up 0.22%, and Sweden is up 0.07%. Germany is down 0.54%, and France is down. Never mind. Dutch payment company Aiden fell 7% after some of its top executives sold their 15% stakes. That's all with the Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
Looks like they sold at the right time. Either way, I do want to jump over to Blink, back at least over to Blink. I do have a locked and loaded bracket idea on BLNK. It looks like it touched off 7, getting to like 702 down here and then held it. So no execution into the short side of the trade. It is worth noting, I don't know that I did mention this. I should have. It is short sell restricted. That means, unless I catch an uptick, we're unable to hit that bid aggressively. And by an uptick, I mean it needs a green print off the time and sales to be the last fill in order for you to hit the bid and then short aggressively. Otherwise, you just sort of sit on the offer on the event of a break. So 7 even, approaching closely on Blink, but that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
I saw fireworks. Was that a trade, or did we get to that?
No trade for me yet. But we did just get out of a little bit there. So good kind of management, at least, on this trade. We did get out ahead of that 500. So now we're only going to give this back down here, 497, like we keep talking about it. We could get out of this trade very soon. That would be our NVIDIA trade. We're long right here, but it gave it another shot up to 500. And I have a 3-minute chart going. It's 11 o'clock, so we're looking at some key levels here on a longer time frame. So right now, NVIDIA looks like the one about to break back downside. We'll get out at 497.70 or so.